Live from the Maverick Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As tonight's the first of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Wichita Thunder. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting, grooving to the great music at Maverick Center with Guy Chiarenza as the Grizzlies have 9 games left in the regular season, 7 of them here at Maverick Center, and the Grizzlies need to find a way to protect home ice if they want to make the playoffs, as Utah right now is in 5th place in the Mountain Division with 61 standings points, tied for 5th with Rapid City, but they're just 1 point behind Allen for 4th place. So a Grizzlies victory of any kind, either in regulation or in overtime, will give the Grizzlies 63 standings points and place them in 4th place all by themselves in the Mountain Division. Wichita with 66 standings points is tied for 2nd with Kansas City. We'll keep an eye on Kansas City as they're at Idaho later tonight. That game will start about the same time the Grizzlies game. Utah just got swept in a 3-game set by Cincinnati, but the Grizzlies were in all 3 games during the third period and throughout the third period. And really the difference in the game is Cincinnati, just like they've done all year, have just found a way to win. The Cyclones now have a standing point in 21 straight games. And for the Grizzlies, they've had success against Wichita in the past. Utah has 7 straight victories against the Thunder dating back to the start of the 2021-22 season. Watch out for Cameron Wright, who's been outstanding in the month of March. Terran Pfizer has 5 goals in his last 8 games. And look for Trent Miner to come up big in net for the Grizzlies. He's had some success against Wichita in the past, including winning 2 games in early March against the Thunder. Should be an interesting one. Wichita's got a pretty good power play unit. They've got a key forward named Braden Watts, who's back after missing a couple months. In fact, Watts did not play for Wichita against the Grizzlies in early March, and that's when the Grizzlies swept Wichita in a 2-game set, winning 5-4 in overtime on March 3rd and 5-2 in overtime, or 5-2 on March 5th. Utah took 108 shots in 2 games against Wichita. We'll see what happens here this evening. Should be a good series. Make sure to come on down to Maverick Center if you're in the West Valley area. If not, we got the game right here on Flow Sports and YouTube, your homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. And remember, the Grizzlies will be home this Friday and Saturday against Wichita. Make sure to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com for the big 3-game series. Huge in the playoff implications. And for the Grizzlies, they need every standing point they can get, as right now they're in 5th place in the Mountain Division by themselves. And a victory would jump the Grizzlies ahead of Allen for 4th place in the Mountain Division. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll talk with Guy Chiarenza and get his thoughts on things as we're in business on a Wednesday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies pregame report presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza as we're grooving on a Wednesday night. As crowd filing in here, Guy, 9 games left in the regular season. I don't think you can underestimate the importance of this series, as 7 of the final 9 games for the Grizzlies will be at Maverick Center. And if they want to reach the playoffs, they're going to have to protect home ice.
Yeah, Tyson, and it starts with this series right here. These games are huge. I don't necessarily, they're not must-win games. The Grizzlies won't be eliminated if they lose here. But, these are big. And I think, in my mind, these are must-win games. The Grizzlies need to steal these points away from the Thunder if they want to find a way to slide into the top 4 in the Mountain Division.
It's a big game for Wichita, who's tied for second in the Mountain Division. But the Grizzlies have had a lot of success against Wichita in the past. After all, Wichita has only won twice all-time here at Maverick Center. In fact, Wichita is 2-13-4 here at Maverick Center. So the Grizzlies won 17 of 19 previous meetings here against the Thunder. But Wichita is coming with a pretty good group of forwards. And Braden Watts, who missed the series in early March, is back in the Wichita lineup, and he's one of their best scorers.
I look at a guy like Braden Watts to be kind of a wild card for the Grizzlies. You mentioned we didn't see him the last time the Grizzlies squared off against Wichita, so they're not really sure what they're going to get with Braden Watts, but he's a really good player. He's shown time and time again that when he is in the Wichita lineup that he can score. This is a guy that's got 42 games played on this season, but he's got 56 points, so he's a point-per-game player. And Braden Watts, he can be dangerous, and the Grizzlies need to know where he is on the ice at all times.
Mikkel Stenell is Wichita's leading scorer this season with 71 points, and he's got the 71 points in 57 games, 27 goals, 44 assists. One big story coming out of Sunday's game that we didn't really know at the time, but Zach Sekos is probably out for the rest of the season with an upper body injury. It's not a head injury, but Sekos looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the season. And you could just add into the list of with Cam Strong, Dakota Raby, Christian Simeone's also out of the Grizzlies lineup. He blocked a shot in the first period on Sunday. Grizzlies without Victor Bartley, but they do get back Corey Thomas, who's a dependable defenseman who's got a lot of size. He'll return to the Grizzlies lineup for the first time since February 4th.
Good to see Corey Thomas back in the lineup, a big physical presence on the blue line that I feel like the Grizzlies missed in a series against Cincinnati and really the games before that when he was injured now in the lineup. So good to have him back. But, man, Tyson, the Grizzlies have been bitten by the injury bug at the worst time in the year. When you're pushing for a playoff spot, you want guys like Sekos in your lineup. You want Raby, guys that were playing really well at the time of their injuries. It just sucks to see those guys out of the lineup. But now it's time for that next man up mentality. We've seen it from the Grizzlies all season long. So the question is who's going to step up?
I'm curious to see the third-line forwards of Jared Power, Keaton Jamison, and Jordan Martell, because when you think about the Cincinnati series, that might have been 3 of Utah's best forwards. Jared Power got his first pro goal this past Friday. He had 1 goal and 1 assist in that game. Keaton Jamison also 1 goal and 1 assist. And you can't forget about Jordan Martell, who had 2 goals and 1 assist on Wednesday, and he scored a goal on Sunday on a rebound from a Keaton Jamison shot. So watch out for that 3-man forward unit, because it looks like they're playing as well as any 3-man unit is for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Tyson, I couldn't agree more. I really like that chemistry that we saw between Power and Jamison. Each guy had a goal and assist in that Friday game. They just seem to be moving around. Each guy knows where the other guy's going to go. And really, they just have that connection where they know what they want to do. Same thing with the Rooster, Jordan Martell on that line. All 3 guys are clicking right now, and that's exactly what the Grizzlies need, is they need to be able to roll out 3 lines that are a threat on the ice, because it's going to be very tough for the other opponent to defend.
Who's your pick for the Optum first goal of the game? Optum is putting you at the center of everything we do. Optum is committed to making healthcare work better, leading the way to better experiences, better health, and lower costs for you. Who's your pick for the Optum first goal of the game?
Well, Tyson, we talked about guys that need to step up. I'm going to go with Vladislav Mikalchuk. I really feel like he's just going to drive the net and rifle one top shelf. Give me Vladdy for the first goal of the game.
Baby Uwan Gawa, I got Jared Power. He's my pick for the Optum first goal of the game. And as I mentioned, I think that 3-man unit of Power, Jamison, and Martell, which played well against Cincinnati, I got a feeling they're going to play well once again against Wichita. But really, it's going to come down to that top forward line for the Grizzlies, because Wichita has a pretty good 3-man unit of their own. You know, when you think about them being led by Quinn Preston, who looked really good in early March, the Ohio State product, Mikkel Stenell and Braden Watts. That's their top forward line. So for the Grizzlies, I think their top forward line is going to have to match what Wichita's brings to the table. And right now, tonight, the top forward line is going to be Brandon Cutler, Tyler Penner, and Taryn Pfizer. Watch out for that 3-man unit for the Grizzlies. They're going to have to play well to match up with Wichita's top 3-man unit.
I agree, Tyson, and I think it starts with Brandon Cutler. He had a fantastic game on Sunday in his return to the Grizzlies, and just watching him, it looked like he didn't miss a beat. Seems like he slid right back into the Grizzlies lineup, and he performed just like he did when he was there before he left. So I think Brandon Cutler is going to start with the energy on that line, and it'll just spread from there. Tyler Penner's been really good at taking faceoffs and winning faceoffs, so as long as he continues to do that, I think the Grizzlies are going to be fine.
Guy and I will be sitting high top section 114 with all the action. When we come back to the Grizzlies pregame report, we'll give you the starting lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Thunder meeting for the third time this season. First time here at Maverick Center. First of a 3-game series presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott is coming up next on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza. We're at the top of the hour as face-offs in about 10 minutes from now here at Maverick Center for the first of a 3-game series. There's a crowd still filing in here, and hopefully we'll have a good crowd for the first of a 3-game set. It's Bud Light College night with discounted student tickets. Don't forget that Friday is an AFCU Friday where tickets start just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. And Saturday night's going to be a big one, the final game of the 3-game series. 7 of the final 9 games for the Grizzlies will be here at Maverick Center to close out the regular season. Let's get to the lineups for both teams. First for the visiting Wichita Thunder, who are led by Bruce Ramsey, the 2021 ECHL Coach of the Year. They've got a record of 30, 28, and 6. They're pretty good at home with a record of 28 and 4. They struggle on the road, 10, 20, and 2 away from Intrust Bank Arena. Starting in net for the Thunder is going to be Justin Kapelmaster. It's his first start for Wichita since he faced the Grizzlies on March 3rd. As Roman Bazran has started the previous 9 games for the Thunder, it's going to be Kapelmaster tonight with 5 games, has a record of 0-3-1 with a 4.31 goals against average and 903 save percentage. Notice the high goals against average and relatively respectable save percentage. Wichita allows 37.7 shots per game. Remember, the Grizzlies had 108 shots in 2 games against Wichita in early March. Starting in net we mentioned Kapelmaster starting in net. Bazran's the backup. Starting defenseman for the Thunder, Dominic Dockery, who's played in 63 games this season. He's got 1 goal and 7 assists. He'll be paired up with Connor Walters, who's wearing number 24. Watch out for Cole McDonald, who's going to be quarterbacking the Wichita power play. McDonald has 9 goals and 38 assists in 60 games. And he'll be paired up with Chris McKay, who's got 2 goals and 14 assists. The former Grizzly, Austin Crosley, returns to the Maverick Center for the first time since last season in the playoffs. Crosley wore number 7 for the Grizzlies last year, but this year is wearing number 10 for Wichita. He started the season with the Florida Everblades and was traded in late February to Wichita. Crosley this season has 2 goals and 1 assist and 167 penalty minutes in 37 games. And he'll be paired up with Xavier Pouliot. Pouliot, wearing number 28, is scoreless in 8 games this season. Zach Hoffman is the 7th defenseman. So Wichita is going with, well, they got 18 skaters listed on the roster. I've got an right now, so we got to figure it out. Looks like 10 forwards and 7 defensemen for Wichita this evening. And we mentioned the starters are Walters and Dockery. We'll also see McDonald, McKay, Crosley, Pouliot, and Zach Hoffman. Starting forwards for the Thunder, Gavin Gould, the former Allen American, has 4 goals and 20 assists in 44 games. He'll be lined up next to Peter Bates, number 12. Bates in 62 games has 15 goals and 16 assists. Brett Boeing, number 36, will also be in the starting lineup as Boeing has 5 goals and 12 assists. Boeing's not very big at 5'8" and 187 pounds. But we mentioned their top forward unit, which has produced a ton this season. Quinn Preston has 54 points in 54 games. He'll be the top line center. Mikael Stenell is Wichita's leading scorer with 71 points in 57 games. And Braden Watts, who was injured for a couple months, but Watts is back in the lineup. He reappeared last week against Iowa, a series where Wichita won 2 out of 3 games. And Watts has 56 points in 42 games. It's his 3rd season as a pro, all 3 of them as a member of the Wichita Thunder. So the starting forwards are Gould, Boeing, and Bates. We'll also see Watts, Preston, Stenell, along with Jay Dickman, Jason Pineo, Mark Lewinsky, and Dylan Boucher. No relation to Matthew Boucher, the former Grizzly. Now let's get to the lineup for the Utah Grizzlies, who are led by second-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. His assistant is Jared Pike, the Sandy, Utah native. The Grizzlies have a record of 29, 31, and 3. They are 13 and 16 here in the friendly confines at Maverick Center. Starting in net is going to be Trent Miner, the shutout king, who's got 9 career shutouts in a Grizzlies uniform and 10 overall as a pro. He's got a record of 12, 14, and 2 with a 3.18 goals against average and 907 save percentage. Corey Thomas is one starting defenseman. That's right, Thomas back for the first time since February 4th. He'll be wearing number 3. He's 6'5" and 215 pounds. You also see Bryson Martin. He's the other starting defenseman. Martin has 12 points in 50 games, 2 goals and 10 assists. He'll be wearing number 14. So Thomas and Martin are the starting defensive pairing. We'll also see Grizzlies captain Connor McDonald in there. The captain leads the Grizzlies with a +7 rating. James Shearer is wearing an A on his sweater. As an alternate captain, he's got 5 goals and 16 assists in 45 games. Aaron Tho, Jacob Semick, and Kyle Pouncey are the other defensemen for the Grizzlies. Martin and Thomas will get the start. Starting forwards, Terran Pfizer has got 5 goals in his last 8 games. Pfizer leads the Grizzlies with 23 goals this season. He'll be wearing number 8. He'll be paired up with Tyler Penner, the Grizzlies Iron Man, as Penner appearing in his 64th game this season and 138th straight appearance for the Grizzlies since the start of the 2021-22 season. He's not missed a single game since he started the 2021-22 season. The other starting forward is Brandon Cutler, who scored a goal on Sunday. In fact, he was the opt-in first goal of the game scorer on Sunday. Cutler in 23 games this season has 11 goals and 11 assists. He's also appeared with 3 different AHL clubs as he's played in games with Belleville, Hartford, and the Colorado Eagles. 10 forwards for the Grizzlies. The starters are Cutler, Penner, and Pfizer. We also see Dylan Fitz, who's 3rd on the club with 15 goals. Cameron Wright has 21 goals and 28 assists this season. He leads the Grizzlies with 49 points. Johnny Walker's in there wearing number 7, which is Austin Crosley's old number. Walker has 11 goals and 5 assists in 32 games. We talked about the third-line forwards, Jared Power, Keaton Jamison, Jordan Martell. All 3 of them had good series against Cincinnati, and Vladislav Mikalchuk, who's Guy's pick for the opt-in first goal of the game. And Guy, I feel like the Grizzlies' top forward unit to combat Wichita's top forward unit is going to have to come up big. Cutler, Penner, and Terran Pfizer.
Yeah, Tyson, I think it starts with that first forward line. As you mentioned before, earlier in the pregame, if they can go head-to-head with Wichita's top line and neutralize them, Grizzlies, I think, have better depth scoring than Wichita, and that might be the difference in this game. Grizzlies are wearing the black jerseys with white numbers and professional green trim. Wichita wearing a jersey similar to what the Tampa Bay Lightning would wear, a white jersey with a lighter shade royal blue, royal pants on a white jersey top. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll have face-off here at Maverick Center. I'll make that 90 seconds. When we come back in 90 seconds, we'll have face-off. It's the Grizzlies and the Thunder coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
guys put together. A lot of good games, you know.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies take on the Wichita Thunder in the first of a three-game series. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza sitting high atop section 114 as the Grizzlies in the black jerseys tonight with white numbers and professional green trim. We'll start Trent Miner in net wearing number 50. Starting defensive pairing, and it's good to see him back. Corey Thomas back for the first time since February 4th. He's in the starting lineup with Bryson Martin. And I think the Grizzlies need some size. They need some physical play. That's what Corey Thomas is going to bring.
Oh, I love watching Corey Thomas play, Tyson. He's like a wrecking ball out there on the ice. I think the Grizzlies have really missed that physicality in their lineup, especially against a team like Cincinnati that threw a lot of hits, which we weren't really expecting coming into that series. So I really feel like a guy like Corey Thomas was missed there.
Pfizer, Pender, and Cutler are the starting forwards for the Grizzlies. Taking the opening face-off will be Brett Boeing for Wichita. And the other forwards are Gavin Gould and Peter Bates. Referee tonight is Tyler Haskell. The linesmen are Tyler Keston and James McKenna. Puck is dropped. The Grizzlies win it. We're underway. As Martin moves ahead, it bounced off the Bates stick who gathers it. Wichita skating from our left to our right as we see it from section 114. Grizzlies from right to left. Wichita dumps it in as Corey Thomas chases after it. Thomas, a former Idaho Steelhead, will throw it back to the far corner for Bryson Martin, who glides it ahead for Cutler at the left wing. He crosses center ice. Left wing, Cutler fires towards the net. Gets poked away by Kappelmaster. Pfizer across. Righty one-timer, and it's blocked. Might have hit the side of the net. Penner in the area. As Martin drifts it up top for Cutler. Cutler gets around Gavin Gould. Skates towards the far corner. Cutler gets to Pfizer. Pfizer falls down on the far side. Gets it back to Cutler. As Brandon skates back towards the point. Cutler skates towards his left. He'll fire lefty shot that goes wide. And the rebound off the boards goes to Dominic Dockery. Skates towards the near side. Dockery moves ahead to bounce off the Thomas' stick. Thomas towards the near boards. Gets it in front of Gould. As Thomas lifts it high into there, it goes over the head of Kappelmaster off the end boards. As the Grizzlies make a line change for the first time tonight. As Fitz, Walker, and Wright are on the ice with McDonald and Shearer. Braden Watts is out there for Wichita as the Thunder moving out to center ice. It bounced off of number 22, Mikkel Stenell, who gathers it. Throws it back to Dockery. He feeds it to center ice for Quinn Preston, the first-year pro out of the Ohio State University. Dylan Fitz dumps it in. Puck goes back over to Watts. Bounced off the McDonald's stick. As the Thunder is still in their own zone. As they'll skeet towards the near side. As Connor Walters, a big-time hit there at the Wichita blue line. Puck goes to McDonald. Ahead to Johnny Walker, the Arizona State product. Walker, left point, backhand shot, saved by Kappelmaster. Rebound goes towards the near side. As Wichita will tap it off the glass. Quinn Preston with good speed chases after it, but Johnny Walker gets it first. Throws over to Connor McDonald on the far side. Back to Cameron Wright, the team's leading scorer. Head to Dylan Fitz, who dumps it in. Fitz got a piece of it. No icing. As in the area was number 55, Chris McKay, defenseman for Wichita. The Thunder going with 10 forwards and 7 defensemen. Over in the left point, the Rooster gathers it and drives it around the boards. As Keaton Jamison behind the net gets hit by McKay. I tried to feed it out in front to Power. Bounced off his leg and rolls back towards the near side. As Jamison left side all alone. Skates towards the circle. Take a righty shot. Saved by Kappelmaster. Rebound goes towards the corner. As Martell goes down. As the Thunder cleared out to center. As Stenell collided with Martell. Now Martell at the Wichita blue line gets a pass picked off by Stenell. As Whiskey out there tried to light up Jamison. Right wing pass to Power at the Wichita blue line. It bounced off the corner and started rolling towards the slot. Thunder gather it. They skate around Kappelmaster and they move it ahead to Jay Dickman, who was a top rookie in the league 2 years ago. Now turnover. Grizzlies from neutral ice. Jared Power dumps it in. As McKay throws to the near side. Power and it looks like Dickman and Penner collide. As puck's still deep in the Wichita zone. As the Thunder start skating north-south. Chris McKay out to neutral ice. Chips it ahead to Dickman, who dumps it in. Kyle Pouncey, the former Thunder skater, he gets blasted towards the end boards by Lewinsky, who's a physical player. Pouncey couldn't handle it near the Grizzlies zone. Puck goes to the near side as Patrick Bates overskates it. Now it's a center ice as Penner tried to dump it in. He collided with Pouliot, number 28. Xavier's his first name, his 9th game with the Thunder. As the puck goes back over to Bryson Martin in the Grizzlies zone. As we're about 3.5 minutes in, Grizzlies 4 shots. Wichita's yet to take one. Pfizer, right wing pass to Walker. Skates towards the right circle. Makes a move on Kappelmaster. Shot goes through the legs of Kappelmaster, but through the crease. As Patrick Bates crosses center ice, he'll chip it to the left side. As Gavin Gould trying to get it back to Bates. It kicks off the skate of Taron Pfizer. Now Gould chips it out in front. Wichita couldn't get a shot off, and the Grizzlies clear it towards the near wing boards. And Brandon Cutler clears it out of the zone. Chasing after, it's number 10, Austin Crosley. First time back in Utah since he was a member of the Grizzlies last year. Crosley wearing number 10 on the far side, dances around. Crosley, among league leaders in penalty minutes, moves it ahead. Preston crosses center ice with good speed. He enters his zone, drops it off for Bates. Bates couldn't handle it. Cameron Wright will skate out to center ice. Left wing chip across the boards to Fitz. And rolls to Kapellmaster near side. He collided sticks with Fitz, and puck rolls towards Zach Hoffman, number 6. He turns it over. Fitz drifts it across. Nobody was home in the slot. Sure, right point shot, save, rebound shot, and he scores! Johnny Walker gets his 12th of the year. And sure, took the shot from the right point, bounced off a Kapellmaster, and Walker is there to get the rebound. 15:39 left in the first, and Johnny Walker is the optimum first goal of the game score. Guy, Grizzlies have dominated action here so far.
Oh, Tyson, the Grizzlies absolutely have been dominating every asset of this game so far. It was only a matter of time before the puck found its way into the back of the Thunder net, and Johnny Walker, right on the doorstep, cashes in and takes it to the bank.
Good second effort by Walker. The first rebound attempt was denied. The first shot by Walker, and then he was able to get the second look. Walker at the goal, Shearer and Dylan Fitz with the assist. As Wichita wins the face-off, they skate from left to right. As Braden Watts crosses center ice, and he'll drive it around the boards. Miner cuts it off behind his net. Gets over to Jacob Semick, the Arizona State product. As Martell bouncing off the Thunder skater, number 26, Cole McDonald. As deep in the Grizzlies zone, Quinn Preston throws to the left side to Watts. All back to Stenell. Is picked off in the slot by Aaron Tho. He moves ahead to Martell, couldn't reach it. Stenell, left wing pass. Wichita re-enters the zone. Semick pokes it away. Preston keeps it in, left point. Preston feeds it across. Stenell couldn't get it, and Tho gets tripped up, no call. Martell to the left side. He'll skate towards his right. He's in the offensive zone. He'll feed over to the right side for Semick. He'll take a shot saved by Kapellmaster, and the rebound goes all the way out towards center ice with the momentum of the puck. Jamison ahead to Martell, skates into the left side, skates in towards the left circle. I feeds it across to Pfizer. Chips out in front to Jamison, and he gets poked away. Thunder carried across center ice, and Braden Watts dumps it in. Watts collides with Corey Thomas along the near corner. Action deep in the Grizzlies zone as Watts feeds out in front. Lefty shot, saved by Miner. That shot was taken by Jay Dickman. As Cutler to the near side, gets it across to Bryson Martin. 5.5 minutes in, Utah leads 1-0. Wichita picks the pass off of the Wichita blue line. Thunder trying to center it to Dickman, but it stays in the corner as Dylan Boucher gets hit. Now Wichita throws it out to the right point. Pouliot will throw it to the corner for Crosley, who skates around Utah's net. Crosley, a defenseman sporting a goatee. He's now on the near side, drops off for Pouliot. He looks for a shot, and it's blocked by Martin, who nudges it ahead to Cutler. As Cutler back in the Grizzlies zone, dances around, gets around Dylan Boucher. Now Cutler left wing gains center ice. Now he steps over the blue line. Cutler gets out to the left circle for Penner. Trying to feed it out in front to Walker, and it's picked off by the Thunder. Patrick Bates crosses center ice to make that Peter Bates. Patrick Bates was a football player. Peter Bates on the right side will drop it off as the Thunder get it over towards Boeing. He'll take a lefty shot, and it goes wide. As puck behind the net, Gavin Gould chips out in front and bounced off a Shearer stick. Boeing, number 36, will throw it to the left side. Pass connects. Lefty shot saved by Miner. Rebound, Walker couldn't reach it, and it goes out to center ice. Thunder will have to reset. Connor Walters back in his own zone. 1 goal and 11 assists this season. Walters out to the Wichita blue line as he dances around. He's paired up with Dockery. As Walter skates towards the Wichita goal line, he'll throw it around for Dominic Dockery, number 44. He loses it. Right feeds it across. It's picked off. As the Thunder gains center ice, Gavin Gould played against the Grizzlies a little bit this season with Allen. As he'll drop it off for Connor Walters, who rolls it along the boards, goes to the far corner as Dylan Fitz will feed it across. Cameron Wright will button hook and couldn't reach it. Now Wright gets it back as Peter Bates couldn't reach it. As Wright over to James Shearer, across to Connor McDonald, back to Shearer. 12:39 and counting left in the first. Utah leads 1-0. As Jordan Martell, the Rooster, back at the Utah blue line, down near the Grizzlies bench, tried to move it ahead, fanned on it. Puck rolls towards Jamison across center ice. Jamison skates back into Grizzlies territory, and he throws it to Jacob Semick. Semick skates towards his left, now across to Jamison, sporting a mustache. Right wing pass to Jared Power, who chips it to the left corner, deep in the Thunder zone. Semick rolls it around. Jamison behind the net. Now the puck goes to Power. He feeds it up top for Tho. Right point shot, and it gets redirected and goes wide. Tho had 2 goals and 2 assists against the Thunder on March 3rd. As Wichita skates in, right side, Watts, right wing shot, saved by Miner. Rebound goes out to the Rooster on the left side. He'll feed it across to Semick. Semick will drive it around, hits Jared Power in the right point. Power feeds across to Jamison, now to Aaron Tho, carries it out to center ice. Tho gains the offensive line, skates towards his left. He'll take a shot that's blocked by Chris McKay. And as Power over to Tho, left wing shot, and it's blocked by McKay. Wichita gets the rebound. They skate from left to right. Jay Dickman crosses center ice left wing. He'll drive it to the right corner. Braden Watts gets it. Tries to feed it out in front, and the pass is behind Dickman as well as Chris McKay. As Martel back deep in his own end over to Aaron Tho. What, we had one whistle in 8.5 minutes here so far. Utah leads 1-0. The Grizz have outshot the Thunder 8-2. Boy, if Guy was getting paid by the words, he'd be getting ripped off so far. As Corey Thomas goes out to center ice for Brandon Cutler. Wait, we get paid to do this? As Cutler to the left side will gain center ice. He gets around Pineo, and puck goes back to the blue line. Pineo takes it away from Penner. He crosses center ice. Pineo skates towards the left circle, trying to get around Pouncey. Pouncey with a good defensive play as Pineo kicks it across to Jay Dickman. Now top to Pouliot. Pouliot skates towards the right side. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Minor. Trent holds on. 10:53 left in the first. Utah leads 1-0 as Johnny Walker scored on a rebound. 4:13 in. Walker picking up his 12th of the year. We're back in 1 minute. Utah leads 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your adventure.
Utah leads 1-0 as Johnny Walker scored 4:13 in with James Shearer and Dylan Fitz getting the assists. And Guy, the Grizzlies are always at their best when they're playing a north-south game and just taking it to their opposition. It looks like the Grizzlies have done that here so far.
Yeah, Tyson, they're doing exactly that, but I think the most important thing is that they're hungry. The Grizzlies look like the hungrier team here tonight. They look like they want that playoff spot. Wichita, not so much. The Thunder got their first shot 5.5 minutes into the first period. I mean, it was just all Grizzlies so far, so I really like this start here from Utah.
Johnny Walker, 1 goal here so far today. Leads the Grizzlies with 3 shots. Tyler Pennerez, 2. James Shearer, Keaton Jamison, Brandon Cutler each with 1 shot. Grizzlies have outshot the Thunder 8-3. Wichita wins the draw. They're in the offensive zone. Gavin Gould skates around the net, feeds out in front. Shot saved by Minor. That shot was taken by Peter Bates. Rebound goes out to Brandon Cutler. Right wing pass to Pfizer. Pfizer gains center ice. Now he crosses the blue line. Pfizer drops off for Cutler. Right wing shot saved by Kappelmaster. Good 2-on-2 play by Pfizer and Cutler. As Cutler from the right wing dropped it off for, Pfizer dropped it off for Cutler, and Brandon had a pretty good look.
Yeah, it was a great look there for Cutler. We know he's a scoring threat at all times, but Trent Minor just made a fantastic save, denied Bates right on the doorstep, point blank. That should have been a goal there, Tyson, and Minor was there to shut him down.
Brett Boeing will take the draw for Wichita. Boeing wearing number 36. He's got 5 goals and 12 assists in 51 games. Cameron Wright will take the draw for the Grizzlies. Wright finished up his college career at the University of Denver last year. Before that, played at Bowling Green State. He was a teammate of Connor McDonald's at Bowling Green for 2 years. Wichita wins the draw. Peter Bates drops off for Connor Walters, who gets out to center ice for Dockery. He nudges ahead to Boeing, but he couldn't reach it. Now Connor McDonald gathers it. He'll throw it to his former college teammate and current Grizzly teammate, Cameron Wright. Over to Dylan Fitz at center ice, who dumps it in. Cameron Wright with the long stride, skates after it in the corner. Dockery will bounce it off for Wright. As Fitz looks to center, it's picked up by Dockery. Will nudge it across as Preston over towards Walters, who moves ahead to Peter Bates. Bates to the right side, gains the line, drops off for Gavin Gould. Centering pass, shot goes wide as he tried to find a cutting Quinn Preston out in front of the net, and Preston's shot just went wide. Preston nudges ahead to Chris McKay. He'll skate towards his left. McKay now in the high slot. Will drop it off to the left side. Lefty shot saved by Miners. That shot was taken by the Thunder's leading scorer, Mikkel Stenell. Number 22 has got 71 points this season.
Tyson, it took a little while, but I think the Thunder are finally starting to settle into this game. Maybe they didn't know that the puck dropped at 7-10, but the Grizzlies took the first 8 shots in this game. Now it's 9-5, so the Thunder are slowly creeping back in here. The Grizzlies and Minor are playing great so far.
Miners had to make a couple good saves here over the last couple minutes. Charge. Grizzlies win the draw, skating from right to left. To Semick over to Jordan Martell in the right corner. Martell drops off for Semick. Semick moves ahead, still looking for his first pro goal. Is Semick over there with Quinn Preston. Preston with the puck. He's not very big, but he's got good speed. Preston up ahead for McKay. Right wing shot. Pad saved by Minor, and the puck flips out of play off the protective netting in the far corner.
On Tyson, I know this game is only 10.5 minutes old, but Minor really has looked sharp so far in this game, and the Grizzlies need him to be at their best if they want to make the playoffs. Him and Parikh both. It starts in goal for the Grizzlies. They need good goaltending down the stretch.
Wichita had 6 shots after the Grizzlies took the first 8 in this contest. Still early on, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Wednesday with us. Off the draw, Stenell with a shot that's blocked. Now Preston throws it through the crease from the far side to the near as Braden Watts holds up Jacob Semick. As Stenell pitches to the left point for Cole McDonald, who gets it back to the far circle. Nobody home but Aaron Tho. Problem he plays for the Grizzlies. Puck goes out to center ice off the far wing glass. Now Tho gets it. He'll gain the center red line and dump it in. As Kapelmaster plays it behind his net. Roman Baz ran the backup. Has started 9 straight games for Wichita up until tonight. Rink wide pass to McKay. Right wing. Me crosses center ice. Now he gains the blue line. Trying to throw it ahead to Braden Watts, but passes wide of him as McCallchuck out in front of him. Not letting Watts get in front of the net as Grizzlies try to clear it out. And it ends up in the Thunder bench as Wichita coach Bruce Ramsey looks after it. Ramsey's one of the best coaches in the league. He was the ECHL Coach of the Year back in 2021. And he's done an outstanding job with this unit.
Well, both teams here tonight have good bench bosses. I mean, Ryan Kanasowicz took the Grizzlies to the Western Conference Final last year, and they're looking to improve on that this year. Both teams are led by phenomenal leaders.
Tyler Penner will take the draw for the Grizzlies against Jason Pineo, who's playing his 6th game in this league. As Grizzlies win the draw, Martin across to Corey Thomas in his first game back since injuring himself on February 4th. Now Brandon Cutler skates in left wing, take a lefty shot, hits the side of the net. Cutler gets the rebound, skates around the net. He's now to the right side. He'll chip it over to Bryson Martin. Now back to Taryn Pfizer. Skates over towards the right point. He'll get to Cutler, but it goes between Cutler's legs and out to center ice. Pfizer gets it back. He'll skate towards his left at neutral ice. Right wing pass to Cutler. Brandon skates in. He'll throw it to Penner in the right circle. Penner drifts it around the boards as Pfizer skates around Wichita's net. Now he centers it to Cutler. One-timer, and it hits the backside of Austin Crosley. As rebound goes off of Crosley's butt over to Pineo. Near wing pass as Wichita crosses center ice. Poliot will dump it in. It bounces off the Chartway sign on 2 hops of the ice. As Sure will throw it off the near wing boards for Fitz, who lifts it high into the air. I think it hit the video board, and it did. He hit the video board, and it was interesting, the angle. He hit the middle video board. So draw's going to come out to the Grizzlies zone.
Tyson, we've seen the puck hit the video board a few times this season, but I don't think we've seen it hit that side. It seems to always be the other ends, the smaller ends that it hits. So I think that's a first on the season.
And Dylan Fitz hit, I think he hit about center ice on the video board, just about the way he hit center ice on the video board as well. Just about that same spot on the ice. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Utah wins the face-off. 7:55 and counting left in the first. Utah leads 1-0 on Johnny Walker's 12th of the year. Fitz crosses center ice right wing, and he'll dump it into the near corner. Grizzlies skate from right to left. Walker, far shot, far angle shot, saved by Kapelmaster. As Walker at a really tough angle. Bates crosses center ice. Will get it to Gould. Gould skates towards the right circle, and he throws it ahead between the legs of Bates. Gould over skates the puck over in the far corner. Now goes back over Walters. Right wing shot. Hits the pipe on a redirection and goes wide. Grizzlies clear it out, and that's going to be a penalty. As it's going to be 2 minutes for delay of game as Connor McDonald gave a fan a souvenir in section 126. Problem, he did it from his own zone.
Well, it's a tough break for the Grizzlies, Tyson. I think McDonald, just in a panic, tried to clear that puck out of the zone after hearing it hit the iron. And now he finds himself in the box.
McDonald gets 2 minutes for delay of game. Wichita's power play is 21.1% this season. Grizzlies' penalty kill is 79.4%. Yeah, puck hit the post, and then McDonald tried to clear it out, and he just lifted it too much into the spectator area. Quinn Preston will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. As Grizzlies win the draw, James Sure will spin along the near boards. Cole McDonald keeps it in. Right point shot, redirection, a score. Cole McDonald took a shot from the right point, got redirected by Jay Dickman, who put it away to tie it up. Dickman gets his 22nd of the season, and Cole McDonald gets yet another power play assist, and that is McDonald's 25th power play assist of the season.
Yeah, and Tyson, that's a guy that's really dangerous on the ice. Now he's got 25 power play assists, as you mentioned. That's good for second in the league coming into this game. And he's a threat on the power play. Wichita Thunder, they even this thing up.
It's Dickman's 7th power play goal of the season. Dickman with the goal, McDonald with the assist. Preston might get an assist later as we're tied at 1. Grizzlies regain the offensive zone after winning the faceoff. Right wing, Jamison shot saved by Kapelmaster. Rebound goes out to Wichita as the Thunder moving out to center ice. As Wichita skates down the middle, Pineo gets around Bryson Martin. Puck out in front and gathering as Jared Power. Will tap it off the near glass and goes out to center ice. Pineo crosses center, tries to get around Kyle Pouncey, so floated to the corner. Far side, Pineo rolls it around. It's taken back by Jared Power. He couldn't handle it. Lewiski rolls it around the boards. Now it's taken back by Pineo. Number 34 will throw it up top for Connor Walters. Right wing shot, and it's blocked out in front as it hits his own guy, Lewiski. Jamison carries it out to center ice. And he'll bounce it off of Walters. Both teams make a line change. 6.5 minutes left in the first period. We're tied at 1. Grizzlies have outshot the Thunder 11-7. As McDonald over to Shearer, still in the Grizzlies zone. Now he'll float towards the far wing. Now he moves it ahead to Tyler Penner. He'll tap it off the near boards. Cutler feeds out in front to Penner, but it's poked away by Wichita. Thunder move it ahead, cut off by Pfizer on the left point. Pfizer skates towards his right. Now he's in the right point. Pfizer will glide it along the boards. Penner chases after it, so is Shearer. As getting there first is Brett Boeing, and he'll throw it to number 6, Zach Hoffman. Hoffman behind Wichita's net will throw it to center ice. Peter Bates gathers it. Bates skates towards his left, and he'll feed a left wing pass to Boeing. Boeing in the left circle trying to get around Connor McDonald, and he does. Boeing looks to center it out in front to Gold. Miner dives on the puck in the crease as Wichita was looking for a really tough pass from Boeing over to Gavin Gould. We're tied at 1. 5:41 left in the first period. There's a timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. We're tied at 1 after Wichita scored early in their power play with Jay Dickman getting his 22nd of the year. It's the Grizzlies 1 and the Thunder 1. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
You're tied at 1. 5:41 left in the first period. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza. Draws give me in the near circle. Cameron Wright will take it for the Grizzlies against Quinn Preston. Preston's kicked out of the face-off circle. Braden Watts will take the draw. This is Watts' 3rd season in a Thunder uniform. As the draw won by Utah, Aaron Tho holds up Quinn Preston as Watts tries to get around Connor McDonald. Watts loses it. Grizzlies will tip it off the near glass, and it goes out of play as Dylan Fitz knocked it off the glass. Grisby looks around. He got startled a little bit. Draw's going to come back in the Grizzlies zone.
Oh, Tyson, Grisby was so spooked by that.
I said it's Sunday. I think Grisby needs to go on a diet. He looks pretty fat right now.
You know, I think I ought to agree with you. I think Grisby's in mid-season form.
Yeah, he needs some hibernation. Grisby is hoping for a game puck. He's yet to find one. Preston for the second straight time kicked out of the face-off circle, doing his best Michael Pellick impersonation. Watts wins the draw. Preston looking for a backhand shot. He got held up by Dylan Fitz. No call. And the Grizzlies will carry it across center ice. Jacob Semick will skate down the middle. And I'll throw it to the right side for Walker. Back to Cameron Wright. He'll take a righty shot, and it's blocked by Walters. Right around the net. He skates towards the far side as Cameron Wright over to the right side. Drops off for Aaron Tho. Take a lefty shot that goes wide. As Fitz gets off the end boards, throws it to the left point. Semick wasn't over there, so the puck glides all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone from the near wing. As Semick over towards Dylan Fitz, who gets around Preston. Fitz skates towards the left circle, take a shot, and it goes over the crossbar and over the head of Kapelmaster. As puck bounced off of McCallcheck at the point. Now McCallcheck gets it back in neutral ice, and he dumps it in. Grizzlies make a line change as Kapelmaster throws it to the far side. Now to Chris McKay. as Wichita looks like they pass the puck around pretty quickly. As Wichita throws out to neutralize. Jamison gathers it and throws it to Corey Thomas in the Grizzlies zone. Thomas across to Martin. He's on the far side. Now across, the pass connects to Martell. The puck bobbled on him a little bit. Rolls towards Jay Dickman, who moves ahead to Lewinsky, who collided with Corey Thomas at center ice. Lewinsky dumped it in. Martin over to Corey Thomas. He bounces off of McCallchuck. The puck bounced off the far wing boards. McCallchuck gets it. He crossed the red line and dumps it in as he gets around Cole McDonald. As big-time collision there with McCallchuck and McKay. Grizzlies right wing shot and is blocked by McKay. Now center pass, shot and score! The Roosters made it a 2-1 game as McCallchuck got it in the right circle, fed it across to Martell, who was left unattended for. So the Rooster gets his 12th of the year, and the Grizzlies have taken a 2-1 lead. Just kind of a scramble play there, and Martell is hanging out in front of the net, and McCallchuck fed him a pass.
Yeah, both players were in the right spot at the right time. Tyson McCallchuck over to the Rooster, and he's not going to miss that one. Grizzlies up once again.
Martell gets his 12th of the year. Tyler Penner gets his 11th assist of the season, and Vladislav McCallchuck getting his 7th assist of the campaign. Grizzlies have the puck skating from right to left. As Shearer moves out to center ice, they'll lift it in the air. It's gloved and dropped by Wichita as they skate towards the corner. As Poliak gets hit, and the puck squirts out to center ice. It's taken back by McDonald over to Pfizer. Pfizer backhands it across to Cutler. Cutler gains the line from the left point. Cutler throws it across to Pfizer. It's all alone. Pfizer skates in, takes a shot. Saved by Kapelmaster in the butterfly position. As Gavin Gould crosses center ice left wing, and he dumps it into the near corner. Poliak goes down as he collided with James Shearer. Poliak slow to get back to his feet, but he does get back as the puck squirts from one corner to the other. Skating over, there's Austin Crosley. He loses. Connor McDonald, the Grizzlies captain, bouncing off of Boeing. Boeing gets around McDonald, gets across to Gould. He'll take a lefty shot, and it's blocked by Penner. Now Poliak will nudge it across to Peter Bates. Bates over to Austin Crosley on the left side. Crosley gets hit by Penner. Those guys were teammates last year. Gould trying to get it back to Crosley, who skates around Utah's net. Now Crosley on the near side gathers it. Crosley fires a lefty shot. I got redirected and a score. Peter Bates was out in the area. I wonder if it's Bates or Crosley. Bates says, I got it as he skates to the bench first. And we're tied at 2 with 2:58 left in the first. And if it is Peter Bates, it's his 16th of the year.
Well, and Tyson, that's the second time that we've seen a deflection out in front of the net go into the back of the Grizzlies net. Now, the first one was on the power play, but Bates, I mean, that's wide open real estate right there. I mean, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet right in front of the Grizzlies net. I mean, nobody finds Bates, and that's why he's able to tip that one through the wickets of Miners. So good on him to be in the right place at the right time, but now we're back at a tie game.
Bates redirected the low liner from Austin Crosley, so he gets his 16th goal of the season. Crosley gets his second assist, and Gavin Gould gets his 21st assist of the season. Grizzlies in the offensive zone, now looking for a siren pass out in front to Walker, and it goes wide. Now Wichita crosses center ice, 3-on-4. They chip it over to the right side for Watts. He'll roll it around the boards, cut off by Tho, spins it towards the far side. Quinn Preston gathers it. Left point, Preston all alone. He feeds to the left corner as the Thunder throw it back to the point, but nobody was home. As the Thunder will skate back into their own zone to get it, as we're tied at 2.5 minutes left in the first period. As Wichita skating from left to right, throw it out to the center ice logo for Preston. Right wing pass to Watts. He'll drop it off for Stenell. Gets around McCallchuck as Stenell skates towards his left. Now glides it to the right circle for Preston. Preston centers it out in front, but Watts couldn't reach it as he was thinking that maybe he was going to shoot. Now the Grizzlies attack the other side as Martell skates towards the right circle. Take a righty shot that goes wide. Puck glides along the near wing boards. Thomas left wing. Shot stick saved by Kapelmaster. As Wichita's Dockery will roll it around to Zach Hoffman, who's behind the Thunder net. Now back to Dockery. He lifts it high into the air. It bounces at the center ice logo. Goes past Corey Thomas. The Thunder make a line change as Corey Thomas wearing number 3, and it's great to see him back in the Grizzlies uniform as he missed close to 2 months. Head to Jamison, left wing to Martin at neutralized. Martin gets to the Wichita blue line, tries to dump it in. It's picked off by McKay. And so bouncing off a Thunder skater, and number 27, Dylan Boucher, who nudges it into the Grizzlies zone where it's gathered by Shearer. Now to Bryce Martin along the near wing. Across to Jamison, who gains center ice right wing. Bouncing off by Cole McDonald, who picked up an assist earlier in the first period. Ahead as Wichita. Jason Pineo will skate around Connor McDonald. Now Pineo around the net. As Pineo will skate towards the point. Cutler knocks down Pineo. No call This puck goes back to center ice. Grizzlies fires over to Cutler. Cutler with a left wing shot. And a stick breaks as Cutler fires one part of the stick across the near glass. Jamison over in the near corner over to Shear. One-timer saved by Kapelmaster. Rebound goes out to Wichita. As the Thunder cross center ice, Dylan Boucher dumps it in as the Thunder make a full line change. About 40 seconds left in the first period. We're tied at 2. Connor McDonald will move it ahead to Pfizer, and during the first intermission, Guy Chiarenza will recap this first period. He hasn't had a lot to say because we haven't had many whistles. Pfizer over to Cutler across the center ice. Cutler dumps it into the corner near the glass, near part of his stick that broke. As Wichita moves ahead to Peter Bates, who crosses center ice. Bates right wing over to Gavin Gould. Less than 20 seconds left in the period. Gould gets thrown into the near corner. Boeing, right wing shot, saved by Minor. Pfizer gets it. Pfizer looking for Fitzbo, tapping off the glass, and it goes over to Aaron Tho. Tho to the left wing, to neutralize, crosses center, and he'll lift it over the head of Pouliot, and it'll bounce to Kapelmaster on one hop. Kapelmaster couldn't get rid of it in time as the whistle blows. 2.1 seconds left in the first period. It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Thunder 2.
Well, Tyson, I just want to point out the shot count right now. I mean, the Grizzlies have 17. The Thunder have 9. So the Grizzlies really are doing a good job of taking shots while they're in the Thunder zone, but the Thunder really methodically moving the puck around, looking for those deflections out in front, and that's why we're tied.
Johnny Walker will take the draw. He's got Cameron Wright to his right. Dylan Fitz to his left. Up top is Tho and Semick. Remember, it was March 3rd against Wichita when Tho had 2 goals and 2 assists. Off the draw, shot saved by Kapelmaster. And that will do it for 20 crazy minutes here at Maverick Center. Well, it was a really strange flow to the first 20 minutes. There was very few whistles, and both teams were really working the puck around very quickly with the pass, as it was a very tough period to try to describe to the listening audience. Well, when we come back, Guy Chiarenza will recap the first 20 minutes of play, and we'll do some scoreboard watching, talk about where both teams sit in the Mountain Division standings. We're through one period here at Maverick Center on a Bud Light College night. It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Thunder 2. We're back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Thunder 2 after 20 minutes of play. This is the Rio Tinto Kennecott First Intermission Report. I'm Guy Chiarenza alongside Tyson Whiting, and it was Johnny Walker. 4:21 into the first period, getting his 12th goal of the year on the doorstep, potting in a juicy rebound, and that gave the Grizzlies a 1-0 lead. That the assist on that goal go to James Shearer and Dylan Fitz. Then 12:42 into the first period on the power play, Dickman gets his 22nd goal of the year. Was assisted by McDonald. And it's just a deflection right out in front. Not a lot Minor could have done on that play, and we were tied. But 15:53 into the first. Jordan Martell gets his 12th goal of the year off a sick pass from Vladislav Mikulchuk. Tyler Penner also picks up an assist on that goal. That made it 2-1 Grizzlies, but 17:02 into the first. Peter Bates puts on goal number 16 on the season. That comes from former Grizzly Austin Crosley and former Allen American Gavin Gould, and that tied us up at 2. And that goal was another deflection out in front. Not a whole lot Trent Minor could have done. Just the Grizzlies didn't do a good enough job of clearing the crease. Shots are 13-8. That can't be right. Shots are 17-9 in favor of the Grizzlies. Looks like they haven't updated the box score on my end of things. Shots are 17-9. Yes, 9 in favor of the Grizzlies after 20 minutes of play. Johnny Walker has taken 4 shots in the game. That leads all Grizzlies. Brandon Cutler's the next closest. He's got 3 on the Thunder side of things. 2 skaters have 2 shots. That's Peter Bates and Dickman. So for the Grizzlies, it was really a first period that had a weird cadence to it, really strange flow, but they really dominated the first 10 and a half minutes into the game. And then Wichita kind of settled in. And then after that, it's just teams traded goals. But Tyson, just a weird flow to this game. But I thought that the Grizzlies played better hockey for the most part of the first period than the Thunder did.
It was a very difficult period to try to describe. The puck didn't stay in one spot very long at all. The Grizzlies were very aggressive early on, taking the first 8 shots of the game. And the thing with Johnny Walker's goal wasn't the first rebound attempt, it was the second one. Sure took the shot from the right wing, bounced off a Kapellmaster. The initial shot by Walker deflected off of something and went wide, and then Walker just kind of stayed with it and eventually put it away. And so it was a great second effort by Johnny Walker, and that's one of the things that makes him such a good hockey player is that second effort, that ability to, just kind of stick with things, especially out in front of the net, as he is Utah's best net front type of player, either getting redirections on, chest-high shots or, just getting those rebounds out in front. He puts himself in that area, and he's not afraid to go to those areas where you're going to have to pay the price. He's willing to pay that price to get out in front of the net. And he ended up scoring. But then, both the Wichita's goals you mentioned were on redirections. Not much Trent Minor could have done. 7 seconds into the only power play of the first period, Cole McDonald in the right point fired a shot that got redirected by Jay Dickman. There wasn't a whole lot Minor could do. And with Dickman being 6'6" and 229 pounds, he's somebody that when Wichita gets on the power play, Grizzlies are going to need to get a big guy and just kind of wrestle around with Dickman and not let him get that, that real estate where he can redirect it. That's really the only thing you can do. And so Dickman redirected it. And then you think about, the Grizzlies retaking the lead 2-1. Really good play by Mikulchuk, kind of a scramble play out in front. And Jordan Martell just put himself right in that position out in front of the net. We talked about the Rooster, who is one of Utah's best players in the Cincinnati series. He came up big. And then, of course, Wichita tied it up as Austin Crosley was in the right point, fired a low liner, and Peter Bates just kind of gathered it and put it past Trent Minor. The thing the Grizzlies got to do is they've got to make sure that when Wichita gets guys out in front of the net, you got to find a way to box them out or at least make them work, make them pay the price for being out in front of the net. If the Grizzlies can do that, I think they're going to be fine, but Wichita got both their goals on redirections out in front.
I agree, Tyson. I think that's got to be the message from Coach Ryan Canast, which is the Grizzlies are just leaving too much wide open real estate in front of Trent Minor. I mean, there was really nobody next to Bates when he scored that goal. So for the Grizzlies, you just got to find a way to clear the crease. I mean, you got big guys like Corey Thomas, James Shear. Go and muscle out those Thunder players out in front of your net. You can't just let them sit there or else they are going to redirect those shots out in front, and there's nothing Minor can do about it. So the Grizzlies need to find a way to clear the crease better. But, Tyson, I think this is interesting. The Grizzlies took 17 shots in the first period.
Yeah.
5 of them were chalked up as scoring chances. The Thunder took 9 shots in the first period. 6 of those were considered scoring chances. So, I mean, there's been points in the season where we saw the Grizzlies take a low number of shots throughout the course of the game, but a lot of those seem to be deemed high scoring chances. That doesn't seem to be the case tonight, but the Grizzlies found a way to win in Wichita by taking over 50 shots a game. I just wonder, what do you think about that and how this game might play out throughout the course of this year, just by the look of things through 20 minutes of play?
Well, Utah had 58 shots on March 3rd against Wichita, winning 5-4 in overtime, and they took another 50 in a 5-2 victory over Wichita on March 5th. That's the only other 2 times these teams have met this season, both of them at Intrust Bank Arena. So the Grizzlies are going to get their shots. The thing is, 17 shots, you want more than 5 scoring chances. You want to get out in front and do some damage that way. Otherwise, Wichita is saying you can take as many shots from the perimeter as you want, but we don't want you getting those really good looks out in front. As for Wichita, it's probably more of a quality versus quantity type of thing because they themselves only take 29 shots per game. I think about the 9 shots, they're on pace for 27 shots tonight. But if they get 15, 16 scoring chances of that, then they probably are playing a smarter game and saying, okay, well, you may have outshot us by about 15 to 20, but we got about as many good high-quality chances as you did. So it's one of those things. Wichita's probably got the size advantage in terms of their forwards. I mean, Quinn Preston's not a very big guy, but he's certainly skilled. The Grizzlies, they know they're going to get their chances. Do they want to make that extra pass and turn a decent scoring chance into a really good one? I think Grizzlies are certainly capable of that, and we'll see if that transpires here in the second period.
Well, Tyson, I think just to add on to that, I think one of the reasons the Grizzlies were able to take so many shots in the first period is the play through the neutral zone seemed to favor the Grizzlies. Director of Grizzlies Insiders Tim Broussard last weekend talked about the Grizzlies were just getting stuck in the neutral zone. Their zone entries against Cincinnati weren't very good. I thought that was the opposite here tonight. I really like the way that the Grizzlies were able to gain the Wichita blue line and take shots on net.
And I really like the combination of Taryn Pfizer and Brandon Cutler. And we forget, those guys were teammates in the WHL with the Victoria Royals for a couple of years. So those guys are very familiar, and we saw it at times earlier in the season where Pfizer and Cutler really had great chemistry between the two. And you could see from one year to the other the improvement of Brandon Cutler because he is a better player this year than he was last year. And last year, he was a really good player. Looks like Brandon Cutler has really taken the next step in the evolution of his career. And obviously, he had a couple of really good looks in the first period. And you almost expect him to have a great series considering that he played well on Sunday against Cincinnati after coming on an airplane Sunday morning, played well in that game, and it looks like Brandon Cutler could be a difference maker for the Grizzlies down the stretch.
I agree, Tyson. I think the difference from Brandon Cutler from this year and last year is this year he just seems to have more poise. I mean, he picks his head up. He understands where players are on the ice. He's not just moving into the attacking zone just to take a shot. He's picking his head up, understanding where everybody else is, and he's making real-time decisions. And that's stuff that veteran players do, just pro players do. So you get that taste of ECHL hockey, pro hockey. You get that under your belt, and now Brandon Cutler is starting to play like a veteran. He's starting to understand the game like a veteran, and it's making him a much better player as he progresses through his career.
It'll be an interesting second period as we're tied at 2 after 1. And when we come back to the Rio Tinto Kennecott intermission report, we'll go over the Mountain Division standings and some of the scores from around the league, and we'll give you an update on that Idaho-Kansas City game, which should have some playoff implications for both the Grizzlies and the Thunder. We're tied at 2 after 1 period on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza. The Idaho Steelheads have the 1 seed in the Mountain Division all wrapped up, 105 standings points. They've got a record of 51-9-1-2. They're like the 1996 Chicago Bulls. It's unbelievable what they've done. And obviously they're the 1 seed in the Mountain Division. They're really just playing for league records at this point, as the Steelheads have been outstanding. They host Kansas City in the start of a 3-game series. Kind of a tough break for Kansas City that they face Idaho this late in the season. After 1 period over at Idaho Central Arena, Idaho leads Kansas City 1-0 as Wade Murphy picked up his 18th of the season. 38 seconds into the contest, A.J. White with the assist. Neither team had a power play in the first period. Idaho outshot Kansas City 13-9 in the first frame. Adam Schill, the Idaho goaltender, stopped all 9 shots he saw. Shane Starrett, the Kansas City workhorse, stopped 12 of 13. Other action in the league, Trois-Rivières defeated Worcester 5-4 in overtime. And also in overtime, Adirondack defeated Reading 4-3, and Atlanta over Florida 4-1. But you look at the Mountain Division standings, obviously Idaho's going to have the 1 seed. Wichita and Kansas City are right now tied for second place, as each team has 66 standings points. Allen is in 4th place with 62 points, and the Grizzlies and Rapid City are tied for 5th with 61 points. And then Tulsa's bringing up the rear with 48 points. That's what makes this game huge. A Wichita victory means that they take over second place by themselves, assuming that Idaho takes care of business against Kansas City. And for the Grizzlies, if they get a victory, regardless if it's overtime or in regulation, the Grizzlies pass Allen for 4th place in the Mountain Division. And the big thing for the Grizzlies, they played well against Wichita in the past. Utah is 17-2 here at home against Wichita all time. So they get them for a 3-game series. Idaho for a 3-game set next week, 2 in Boise, and then 1 in the Salt Lake Valley on a Saturday. First 2 games of that set will be in Boise. And then the final 3 regular season games, the Grizzlies take on Tulsa. And the Oilers have won 6 road games all season and are in last place in the division. So, guys, schedule-wise, looks like it ends up pretty good for the Grizzlies here down the stretch.
Yeah, Tyson, it does. Just looking at what Kansas City has and what Wichita has coming up, I think Utah definitely has the most manageable schedule out of those 3 teams. But for the Grizzlies, you just got to take each game at face value, and you got to win these games. If the Grizzlies win out, they're fine. They're in really good shape, and it starts with beating the Wichita Thunder. If they're able to snag these points away from Wichita, I really like their chances of sneaking into the playoffs. Kansas City, they got Idaho right now. They got a tall task ahead of them.
Well, the end of the regular season, they play Cincinnati. Well, that can't be an easy task. We saw Cincinnati last week. So Kansas City's got a pretty tough schedule the rest of the way.
Yeah, we saw it firsthand. Cincinnati's a good team, so those are games the Cyclones should win, and they'll be motivated to win them because Toledo's nipping on their heels. So for the Grizzlies, it's just, things are looking in your direction, but you got to take care of business first. Everything else will fall into place. But when you think about Kansas City without Hugo Waugh and Nick Pashajov, they're shorthanded right now. They are reeling, and now they got the Steelheads. So I think if there were 2 teams that were going to fall out of the 3 remaining playoff spots in the Mountain Division, and for Utah to slide in, it's either going to be Kansas City or Wichita. Well, the Grizzlies have a perfect opportunity to pass the Thunder in 3 games here. So if they take care of business, like I said, they'll be just fine.
Wichita had 6 scoring chances. Utah had 5 in the first period. We're tied at 2 when we come back in 1 minute. We'll have second period action here at Maverick Center. It's the first of a 3-game series between the Grizzlies and the Thunder. We'll have the middle frame coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First. and see where life takes you.
We're about set. Let's start that over again. We're about set to start second period action here at Maverick Center. The Grizzlies and Thunder are tied at 2. Guy, what do the Grizzlies need to do here in the next 20 minutes to take control of this game, which right now it's deadlocked?
Well, I mean, Tyson, I really like the way that the Grizzlies played offensively in the first period. Like I said, I like their play through the neutral zone. Just continue to do that. The one thing I would say that the Grizzlies need to do better, and we talked about it during the intermission, is they need to find a way to clear the crease. You can't have those tip-ins going in out in front. So just find a way to box out the crease and get those Thunder skaters away from Minor.
Same 5 that started the game for the Grizzlies, including the 2 Victoria Royals, Brandon Cutler and Taryn Pfizer. Tyler Penner, the Grizzlies Iron Man, and we talk about just about every game, but it's because the Iron Man's always out there. Tyler Penner appearing in his 136th consecutive regular season game. He hasn't missed a single one since joining the Grizzlies at the start of the 2021-22 season. In fact, if you count the playoffs last year, it's his 154th consecutive game. We know the defenseman Taylor Richard had a pretty impressive streak as he didn't miss a game for 2 straight years. And Tyler Penner, the Colgate University product, who 2 years ago was with the SPHL's Birmingham Bulls. Now, Tyler Penner has really been an anchor for the Grizzlies, and he had 1 assist in the first period. Penner will take the draw against Brett Boeing. Boeing was active in the first period, and the puck is dropped, and we're underway to start the second. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the second period as we see it from high top section 114. Pfizer right wing shot saved by Kappelmaster. Pfizer drifts it ahead. It's picked off by Peter Bates, who will tap it off the far glass. And Thomas gets taken away by Bates, who had a pretty good first period. Left wing pass to Gavin Gould, who will bounce it off of Martin at the Utah blue line. Now Bates gets over to Boeing. He skates towards the left side. Backhand shot. Glove saved by Minor. Shot would have gone wide anyway, but Trent makes the stop as we get our first whistle 24 seconds into the second period.
On Tyson, Trent Minor really has been sharp throughout the course of this game. Those 2 goals are absolutely not his fault. Just tip-ins out in front. Nothing he could have done, but he really has been phenomenal so far in this game. As for Kappelmaster, he seems a little shaky. He's not really quick to cover up pucks, but the Grizzlies, like they did before with Johnny Walker, can get on those loose rebounds. They're in good shape.
Grizzlies win the draw. Corey Thomas throws it to the far side. Thomas moves ahead, ice the puck. Pfizer gets around a skater and negates the icing. Got around Dockery. Pfizer feeds out in front, lefty shot, a score! The Victoria Royals connection connects as Taryn Pfizer found Brandon Cutler out in front of the net. Cutler now has a goal in back-to-back games. It's his 12th of the year, and the Grizzlies have taken a 3-2 lead. The 2 Victoria Royal alums. Pfizer is behind the net, negated the icing. He was behind Dockery. Then Pfizer found Cutler cutting in front of the net. Cutler put it away. And what a beautiful play that was as Brandon Cutler gets the goal from Taryn Pfizer. Draws at center ice. It's won by Wichita. Utah leads 3-2. Thunder in the offensive zone. Stenell to the right side. Gets knocked down by Shearer. Righty shot goes wide. That was taken by Quinn Presser in the high slot. As over on the far side, James Shearer rolls along the boards. Johnny Walker gets it to the near side. Walker will gain center ice and move it ahead to Fitz and glance off his stick. Fitz over in the right corner. Collides, loses the puck as Stenell gets it. Stenell skates down the middle. He gets dragged by Cameron Wright. As James Shearer will ice the puck as the arm is raised by the linesman. 18:52 left in the second. And the draw is going to come out towards Trent Minor as Utah leads 3-2.
Well, Tyson, you talked about that Victoria Royals connection between Cutler and Pfizer, and it is beautiful. What a great backhand pass by Pfizer, just knowing where Cutler is on the ice. And all he's got to do is just one-time that in the back of the net. Excellent play by the Grizzlies.
Draw's going to be over in the far circle. Jason Pineo, +2 in 5 games with Wichita, 6'2", 201 pounds. He'll take the draw against Cameron Wright. Draw won by Wichita. Thunder, right side, dance around the point. They'll take a righty shot and is blocked by Walker, or make that right. As he collides with Pineo on the far side. Pineo around Utah's net. Wraparound shot saved by Minor. Shot from the left side by Crosley's blocked. Now ahead to Dylan Fitz. He'll skeet towards the right circle. Take a righty shot that goes high. As went over Kappelmaster's head. As Wright tries to feed Walker out in front. And Wichita pokes it away. Now Fitz gets over to Walker. Now to Cameron Wright. Take a shot. He scores! Fitz to Walker to Wright to the back of the net. Utah now leads 4-2. What a great two-pass sequence that was. The puck was in the high slot. Fits ahead to Walker, and then Walker found Cameron Wright all alone in front of the net.
Beautiful puck movement, Tyson. Excellent execution by the Grizzlies. And I was wondering what the answer from Wichita would be after the Cutler goal. They didn't have one. The Grizzlies answered their own question with a Cameron Wright goal.
So Dylan Fitz gets his second assist of the game. Johnny Walker now has 1 goal and 1 assist. And for Cameron Wright, he gets his 22nd goal of the season. And it's Wright's 50th point of the year. It's the Grizzlies 4 and the Thunder 2. As Wichita has the puck, they're in their own zone. As Chris McCabe will lift it high into the air. Goes over the head of Mark Lewiski. Aaron throw it center ice, collides with Lewiski. Lewiski cross-checks, though, in the front. No call. As, though, over there towards Semick. Semick ahead to Martell. Neutral ice. Martell on the right wing dumps it in. As it goes back to McCabe, who fumbles the puck. Jared Power on the left side gets up top for Semick. He'll bounce it off the end boards for the Rooster. Jordan Martell had a first period goal. He'll spin it around. Jameson in the left corner. Gets over to Power behind the net. Power to the right side. Gets cross-check, no call. Now Power to the right side. Feeds it across to Semick. Left point shots blocked in the circle. Now goes back to Power. He's on the right side. Centers it to Jameson. Take a righty shot. He scores! Keaton Jameson was all alone down the middle. And he gets his 13th of the year. And it's now a 5-2 game. 3 goals in the first 2 minutes and 28 seconds of the second period.
Well, Tyson, Wichita head coach Bruce Ramsey might want to call his timeout here because it's just been all Grizzlies to start the second period. They are red hot.
And they're all alone in front of the net. Wright's goal, he's all alone, and just a simple pass about 20 feet in front of the net in the slot, and Jameson was all alone. Jameson gets the goal. Power and Semick with the assist. Wichita wins the draw. They dump it in. It's 5-2 Grizzlies. As puck towards the far side. Thunder to the right side. Roll it around the boards. Peter Bates gets dragged down by Corey Thomas. Finds or touches up the puck, and we get a whistle as Corey Thomas is going to get 2 minutes for hooking. 17-17 left in the second. As Wichita is going to be on the power play for the second time tonight. Thunder in their first period power play scored 7 seconds into the man advantage. It's the Grizzlies 5 and the Thunder 2.
The Grizzlies do need to watch out for that Wichita power play. That could be a chance for the Thunder to get back into this game. But really, to start the second period, it's been all Grizzlies, and it really shouldn't be surprising as they did have a few stretches in those games against Cincinnati where they came out flying to start the second period.
Thomas commits for hooking. Wichita wins the draw. Goes over towards Connor McDonald, who spins it around. And Kapelmaster plays behind his net. He's still in there. Roman Bazran is the backup. Thunder skate from right to left as Mikkel Stenell skates down the middle. He drops it off for McDonald. He's the captain is McDonald. Over towards Stenell. Skate towards the left circle. I look to center and bouncing off to Connor McDonald, the Grizzlies captain. Cameron Wright gets to the Utah blue line. Bounces it off to McDonald. Now Wright gets around McDonald. He'll take a right wing shot. Saved by Kapelmaster. Kapelmaster had to bounce off his helmet as Preston drops off for Cole McDonald. Left wing pass to Stenell, who dumps it in from the Utah blue line. Miner gets over to James Sherrill, tapping off the far glass, and it goes to the right point. McDonald across to Stenell. They'll fake a shot, and I'll drop it off for McDonald. Lefty one-timer, and it goes wide. And it's over to the far side as they bounce it off of a Grizzly. Now it's the right side. Wichita feeds it across to Stenell off the boards. Stenell on the left, dance around. He gets it across. It bounced off a Penner stick and flies towards the corner. Braden Watson, the far side, drifts it back around for Stenell. Along the wall, Stenell dances around the near corner. He'll get it up top for McDonald, who glides it across. Right wing, shot, save, rebound, shot, save by Miner. Watts took the initial shot. Now Watts gets it back. He'll skate towards the corner. Now throw it up top for McDonald. Across to Stenell. Left side, take a lefty shot. It goes wide. Puck glides along the far wing boards and out to center ice. Cole McDonald gets it at the Wichita blue line. He'll get it ahead to Quinn Preston. 25 seconds left in the Wichita power play. Utah leads 5-2. As Peter Bates dropping off for Quinn Preston. Now across to Gavin Gould. He enters from the right side. Gould chips out in front to Bates. Shot saved by Miner. Like what good one-time attempt out in front by Peter Bates, but Trent Miner makes the stop.
Tyson, Trent Miner has been on it so far this game. His reflexes look sharp, very cat-like, and Trent Miner has done a good job of keeping the Thunder out of the net here in the second period.
Draws over to the far side. Keaton Jameson will take it. against Brett Boeing. 15:31 left in the second. Grizzlies lead 5-2. Utah's outshot Wichita 22-12. Off the drop, bounces off a minor and rolls towards the near corner. Tyson Pfizer gets it and clears it out. 5 seconds left in the Wichita power play as Chris McKay over in the corner moves it ahead. Thomas is going to come out of the penalty box, and the Grizzlies are back at full strength. It's a Utah disaster cleanup. Successful penalty kill. Grizzlies ice the puck as they're looking for Corey Thomas back in the Wichita zone.
Tyson, 5 goals here for the Grizzlies on 22 shots. I'm a little surprised that Kappelmaster still is in this game, but his defense really wasn't helping him out a whole lot on those Grizzlies goals. He just got caught in a firestorm of Grizzlies goals.
Well, Bazran started the previous 9 games. It's possible maybe Bazran's not healthy enough to play tonight, but he is the backup as Wichita only has 2 goaltenders on their roster. Grizzlies win the draw. Thomas moves ahead to Jamison, left wing pass to Tho, gets to the Wichita blue line, crosses it, and throws it around the wall. Jamison behind the net, battles with Austin Crosby. Now out in front, shot to score! Tyson Pfizer out in front, got a pass from Keaton Jamison, and Pfizer gets his 24th of the season, and it's now a 6-2 game. Utah has scored 4 goals in the first 5 minutes and 4 seconds of the second period. Chris Maney is going wild here at Maverick Center.
It's unbelievable, Tyson. It's like that Oprah meme. You get a goal, and you get a goal. And this time, it's Tyson Pfizer just wrapping it around, tucking it between the legs of Kappelmaster. The Grizzlies are red hot right now, Tyson.
What an onslaught by the Grizzlies here in the second period. Puck deep in the Thunder zone. High slot, pitch shot, saved by Kappelmaster. Still in there. Lewinsky towards the near side, couldn't handle it. Pouncey right point shot, and it's blocked as it bounced off a Walker, his own guy. As Lewinsky crosses center ice, right wing. He'll skate down the middle. Now feed it over to the corner. It's taken by number 27, Dylan Boucher. Lefty shot saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to Fitz. Now to Cameron Wright, who lifts it in the air. It bounces at center ice. Taken by Dominic Dockery, number 44, 1 goal and 7 assists this season. As Fitz at neutral ice, Dockery moves it ahead to center. Lewinsky in the right wing dumps it in. As the Thunder make a full line change, 14-11 left in the second. Utah leads 6-2. Johnny Walker at neutral ice will throw it back to Kyle Pouncey. The Grizzlies are averaging about 4 goals a game over the last month and a half. Braden Watts picks it up. He'll throw it over to Peter Bates. Bounced off of him now to Preston. Back towards Bates. And it's picked off by Bryson Martin. We'll throw it out to Johnny Walker at center ice. Walker across to Fitz. Neutral ice. Fitz tried to dump it in. It's taken away by Chris McKay, who might be the biggest of all the Wichita defensemen. McKay goes 6'4", 214. He skates down the middle. He'll take a righty shot, and it bounced off the stick of Pouncey. Now behind Utah's net, McKay pokes it around. McKay gets held up by Pouncey. No call as McKay and Pouncey, as looked like Pouncey had a piece of McKay. McCallchuk skates around the defender. McCallchuk left wing shot. Saved by Kappelmaster. Rebound shot to score! Keaton Jamison scores, and Utah has put 1 goal after another as they kick the extra point. It's Utah 7, Wichita 2. Utah has 5 goals in the first 6 minutes and 35 seconds of the second period.
Well, Tyson, Vladislav McCallchuk got in his Cadillac and drove to the net, and Keaton Jamison was there to put away the loose change. I mean, it's just goal after goal for the Grizzlies. And the Kappelmaster and the Thunder have been caught in a flurry from the Grizzlies.
Roman Bazran must be hurt, or else he'd be in the game right now, as it's still Kappelmaster. 7-2 Grizzlies as Peter Bates skates in after Wichita won the faceoff. As Bates around the boards. As Boeing around the net, over to Peter Bates. Feeds out across. Bounces off a Grizzlies stick as they were looking for a goal. Now Pfizer crosses center ice. Pfizer dumps over for Cutler. Cutler gets to the right side, trying to center it to Pfizer. Picked off by Dockery. Now ahead is Gold. Across the center ice left wing. Gold skates towards the left circle. Take a lefty shot. Saved by Minor. Puck goes back to Gold, who skates towards the right side. Now centering pass to Bates. We have a sound effect with a rooster there as Martel got an assist. So did McCallchuk. Grizzlies towards the near side. I like it. Dockery left point shot. Pad saved by Miners. The puck rolls towards the near corner. As Cutler moves it ahead. Now turnover. Gold lefty shot. Saved by Miner. Penner will drift it off the far wing boards. Goes past Tyson Pfizer. No icing. Kappelmaster, who was stopped 19 of 26, will give it over towards Connor Walters. Walters skates towards the far corner as the Thunder spread the ice. Now Dockery gets it. He skates down the middle. Dockery being shadowed by Johnny Walker. Moves it ahead. Lewinsky, high slot, lefty shot. And it's blocked by the stick of McDonald and flies out of play. Well, the Grizzlies scored 5 goals in the first segment of play in the second period. They lead 7-2. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Utah 7, Wichita 2. Guy, can you believe the onslaught by the Grizzlies? 5 goals in the first segment of the second period, and all of them out in front of the net.
Tyson, it's unbelievable. Every time the Grizzlies enter the Thunder zone, they absolutely have their way with the puck. The Thunder's defense just isn't doing anything to stop the Grizzlies. They're just manhandling them in their own zone, and as a result, we've seen 5 Grizzlies goals so far in the second period. We're not even halfway done through the second frame.
I might have to ask Jason Malls, who unfortunately is watching a remote broadcast, whether Bazran's healthy enough to play or if it's going to be Kapelmaster regardless. As Grizzlies have in the offensive zone left side, Fitz centers it, but getting there first is Wichita. They throw it back towards the far side. Now Walker over on the far side near the board, throws it to Fitz. Fitz gets knocked down as the Thunder get it out to center ice. As Austin Crosley crosses center, he gets back checked by Cameron Wright. Crosley drifts over towards the near wing boards. He knocks down Cameron Wright. Crosley got in a few fights last year about that same spot on the ice. Thunder from the corner centers it. It bounced off a sheer stick and flies towards the right point. Righty shot, and it's blocked out in front. Walker in the area. He nudges ahead to Fitz. Fitz gets there before Crosley, and he'll fire it off the near wing boards. Jake Dickman, left wing, fires a shot that goes wide as the Thunder make a line change. Shearer over to McDonald in front of Utah's net. It gets turned over. Dickman in the area. He loses his stick. We get a whistle. Boy, dangerous pass out in front of Utah's net. Dickman was trying to take it away. He lost his stick. And a whistle blows, and a penalty is going to be called on Connor McDonald.
And Tyson, in that instance, if you're Connor McDonald, I think you take the penalty over potentially letting a goal go inside your own net. I mean, that was a dangerous play. You're right. I mean, I think I'd rather have the penalty than the goal.
So it'll be the Thunder's third power play of the night. Connor McDonald gets 2 minutes for slashing, 8:40 into the second period. It's the Grizzlies 7 and the Thunder 2. Utah has outshot Wichita 27-14. As the draw won by the Grizzlies, Taryn Fizer around his own net. He'll tap it off the near glass, and it hits a stanchion and glides towards the far side deep in the Thunder zone. Cole McDonald, the Wichita captain. In fact, both captains for the respective teams tonight named McDonald. Although Cole McDonald spells his last name differently. He'll throw a left wing pass to Stenell. He'll skate towards the left circle. He fakes a shot, gets around Fizer. Stenell will drift it behind the net for Quinn Preston. Preston's been outstanding this year as he's got 23 goals this season. Now to Stenell on the left side. Up top for McDonald. Now to the right. Back in to Preston. One-timer, he scores. Boy, the centering pass from Braden Watts over to Quinn Preston. And Preston doing his best Mike Trout impersonation, just with a wicked one-timer. And got past Trent Miner. Second power play goal by the Thunder. And we got a football score. It's Utah 7, Wichita 3.
Well, Quinn Preston's really dangerous on the power play. How dangerous, you may ask? That's his 14th power play goal of the year. So the Grizzlies just didn't pick him up. The puck's in the back of their net, but 7-3 Grizzlies.
So Preston with the goal, Braden Watts and Cole McDonald with the assist. That's McDonald's second power play assist of the game as the Grizzlies gain center ice and dump it into the Thunder zone. Thunder skate from right to left as Dominic Dockery near side moves it ahead. Brett Boeing skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the right circle as he falls down. Jacob Semick pokes it ahead. Martell, the Rooster gets it. Martell's got a breakaway. He'll skate towards the left circle. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Kapelmaster. As Michalchuk battles along the near boards. Martell over towards Michalchuk. Tho in the area. Wichita clears it out to center. Semick gets the bouncing puck and moves ahead to Tho. Rink-wide pass goes through the legs of Martell. Wichita will ice the puck into the Grizzlies zone. No icing though, as the puck didn't have enough steam to get to the icing area. The Grizzlies moving ahead to center ice. They couldn't corral the bouncing puck. As it goes back to Wichita. Thunder look ahead for Gavin Gould. He gets a piece of it. No icing as the Thunder make a full line change. Miner behind his net, drifts it towards the far side. Though gets blasted towards the boards by number 27, Dylan Boucher. Now towards the far side. Wichita, one of the more physical teams in the league. And obviously the Mountain Division, a very physical division. As Grizzlies move it ahead, tapping off the far glass. As play starting to get more physical. As the Thunder get hit by Aaron Tho, does Zachary Poliot. Thunder move it up top, but it goes past number 34, Jason Pineo. And racing over is Cutler. Cutler around the Wichita net. He gets dragged down by Pineo. And Cutler drags down Pineo. Puck goes back to the left side, rolling around the boards. Cutler behind the net. Cutler towards the far side. We'll drop it off for Pfizer. Pfizer and Cutler combined for a second period goal. As the puck bounced off the Thunder, Lewinsky gets it. Lewinsky crosses center ice left wing. Now he steps over the blue line. Lewinsky left side shot. And it's blocked by McDonald's stick and flies out of play off the protective netting. 8:51 left in the second. Guy, it looks like action getting more physical here.
Yeah, Tyson, as soon as the Grizzlies went up by 5 goals, I figured that this thing might get ugly, and we're starting to see it. Wichita letting out all their frustration. This game is going to get really physical, and I think Austin Crosley for Wichita is going to join the fray pretty soon.
Crosley, Mark Lewinsky, this is a very physical division, the Mountain Division. As draws going to be in the near circle, the Grizzlies zone, Utah 7, Wichita 3. Wright's kicked out of the face-off circle. Johnny Walker will take the draws. He stares down Quinn Preston. Draw one by Preston and the Thunder. As taking it is Mikkel Stenell. Left wing shot, kick saved by Miner. On the right side, Preston behind the net over to Stenell. One-timer and hits the side of the net. Preston behind the net, gets it back to the corner. Stenell had vacated it. He'll skeet towards the near boards. Cole McDonald will throw it back to Preston, who trips over the puck. Puck goes to Connor McDonald, who gets it to Fitz, who drives it across to Walker. Walker's all alone. He skates into the Thunder zone. He's to the right side, taking a toe drag shot. And it goes over the head of Kapelmaster, and the puck rolls along the far wing boards and goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. James Scheer gets it. Scheer collides with Braden Watts. Scheer moves it across to McDonald, who glides out to center ice for Walker, who couldn't handle it. As he didn't get a piece of it, as icing is called on the Grizzlies. 8:07 left in the second period. It's Utah 7 and Wichita 3.
What a crazy game, Tyson. On a random Wednesday. Can you believe that? We got to start calling these Wednesday games Wacky Wednesdays.
Yeah.
It seems like something crazy always happens on a Wednesday night.
No, we used to say Wild Wednesdays here at Maverick Center. As Boeing takes a draw against Cameron Wright. Wright already has 1 goal and is a +2. We'll go over some of the stars here during the next whistle as Utah wins the draw. McDonald over to Dylan Fitz, who lifts it in the air. Walker chases after it. Bouncing puck goes to Dockery in the Thunder zone. He'll drive it ahead towards Brett Boeing, who dumps it in. But Boeing didn't get a piece of it as icing is called on the Thunder. Keaton Jamison has 2 goals and 1 assist. Johnny Walker, Taryn Pfizer, and the Rooster Jordan Martell each have 1 goal and 1 assist. Cameron Wright and Brandon Cutler each have a goal. Vladislav Michalchuk has 2 assists, and so does Dylan Fitz. As Utah leads 7-3, Wichita is 2 for 3 on the power play. Otherwise, it's been all Grizzlies. As off the draw, puck's lifted in the air. It gets redirected and goes out of play into the front row of section 115. I remember we still got 7:53 left in the second period. And I wonder if Roman Bazran is healthy enough to play. Otherwise, I think he'd be in net by now. But Wichita's going with Kapelmaster, and Bazran has been pretty good over the last 9 games. As the Thunder win the face-off, Peter Bates crosses center ice right wing. Now he gains the line, drifts up left wing pass over to Dockery. He'll take a shot, and it's blocked by Pouncey. He played a few games with Wichita around the pandemic. Thunder look to center. It gets kicked away by Miner, and the Grizzlies clear it out. Peter Bates will chase after it. No icing as Bates gets it to the near side goal line. Now he skates around the Wichita net. Who moving out ahead, and it gets redirected by Brett Boeing. Grizzlies deep in their own end, skating from left to right. As Keaton Jamison down the middle gets it. Jamison already an outstanding game with 2 goals and 1 assist. He'll move it ahead to Power. Glanced off his stick and glides towards the far corner. Wichita snaps it around the boards as Mark Lewinsky crosses center ice. He's been involved physically with Aaron Tho all game. Tho collides with Pineo. Tho gets it in the near side deep in the Grizzly zone. He'll throw a backhand pass to Power, who will drift it off the glass. Martell moves it ahead. Pouliot in the area as Wichita's Jay Dickman will move it ahead towards Lewinsky, who crosses center ice, left wing. Lewinsky over to Pouliot. He'll take a righty shot. Kick saved by Minor. Rebound goes to the far side as Dickman collides with Corey Thomas. Dickman moves to Lewinsky, who throws it back up top as the Thunder skate towards the right side. Pouliot over to Crosley. Will glide it towards the far side. Lewinsky around the boards as Dickman over to the right corner. Gets up top for Crosley. Crosley fires a shot. Kick saved by Minor as the puck goes back to the far side. Crosley moves it towards Dickman. Bouncing puck. Tyler Penner gets it 2-on-1. Penner to the left wing. He'll take a left righty shot. Saved by Kappelmaster. And the puck glides off the protective netting as Penner was skating to the left side and Pfizer down the middle. Penner called his own number in the circle and fired away, but Kappelmaster made the save. With 6:16 left in the second.
Well, Tyson, that's a guy I'd really like to see get a goal. Tyler Penner, he's really known as a two-way forward. Does a great job in the face-off circle. I'd love to see him get one here tonight.
Penner has 13. He had 13 goals and 20 assists in 72 games last year. He's got 1 assist tonight, and he has 11 goals and 11 assists, and this is his 64th game this season. As Wichita wins the draw, they glide it along the near wing boards. It goes over to Braden Watts, who slices it ahead as the Thunder. Mikhail Stenell skates towards the right circle. He's all alone. Out through to the far goal line. Thunder kick it across. It's picked up by Shearer, who moves out to the right point. Thunder keep it in. Stenell over to the right side. One-timer gets blocked as Cole McDonald was looking for the shot. Johnny Walker 2-on-2 out to Neutrice. Will carry it out to center. Left wing pass to Fitz. He gains the line. Stops to the left point. Will bounce a pass off the skate of Cameron Wright. McDonald keeps it in. McDonald to the right side over to Cameron Wright. Wright skates in. Backhand shot saved by Kappelmaster. Wichita pass ahead to Stenell. Stenell to the left circle. He'll take a lefty shot. And a blocker saved by Minor. And the puck flips in. Oh, look, they hit the protective netting, but they're going to keep play. And Shearer will throw it to Fitz in the near corner deep in the Grizzlies zone as Utah spreads the ice. Fitz ices the puck, and it's going to be called as icing is on the Grizzlies with 5:20 left in the second period.
Justin, it's just remarkable what the Grizzlies have done here tonight. So far, I mean, we still got the third period and 5:20 to go here in the second period. But, I mean, if you told me that Wichita was the second-place team and Utah was the fifth-place team, I wouldn't believe you just from what I've seen.
Draw's going to be over in the near circle. And it's won by the Grizzlies as Connor McDonald skate towards the far side. Grizzlies have an extra bounce to their step in the black jerseys with white numbers and professional green trim as Fitz dumps it in. Wichita in the white jerseys. Dominic Dockery will throw it across to Chris McKay as McKay had to get the bouncing puck now. Feed it to the near side. It bounced off the boards. McCallchuk's got 2 assists tonight. He skates along the near wing. He'll move it ahead to Jamison. Jamison crosses center ice. He skates towards the right corner. Jamison being shadowed by Dockery as Jamison trying to break free. Dockery holds him up in the corner. Martell gets pushed in the back and loses his balance. Wichita comes up with the puck. Brett Boeing will lift it over the head of McCallchuk as it bounces off of Corey Thomas' stick and rolls towards Minor, who clears out towards the right point, but the puck stays in the Grizzly zone. Now Thomas slicing out the center ice. Martell, right wing pass to McCallchuk off the stick. McCallchuk skates after it to the near side. He gets it poked away by Dockery, and the Thunder move it ahead as Gavin Gould will get hit by Michalchuk at the Wichita blue line, but Gold throws a pass to the far side to Chris McKay, who gains center ice and dumps it in. As Grizzlies skate around the net, Kyle Pouncey with good speed. Pouncey, left wing pass. All alone's Brandon Cutler, skates to the left circle. Cutler backhand shot, and it goes wide. As Cutler thought about taking a wrist shot over to the left side, but skated in and fired a backhand shot that went wide. Crosley across the center ice. He gets taken away by Pfizer. Cutler gets the second chance to skate towards the left circle, take a shot. Saved by Kappelmaster. Rebound goes over the head of Cutler. And Penner to the left point gets it taken away. Penner battles in the left point. Cutler slices it across to Pfizer. He'll skate towards the right circle, take a shot. Saved by Kappelmaster as Wichita clears it out. Looks like could be icing, but it's waved off as Jacob Semick races to the near corner to get it. Semick up ahead for Pfizer. He's in Thunder territory. He'll step over the blue line. Pfizer skates towards his left. He'll take a righty shot, and it's blocked by Walters. Pfizer gets it back. He's in the left point. He'll move it to Fitz. Now it's a Tho. Left point. Lefty shot. Glove saved by Kapelmaster. 3:21 left in the second period. It's the Grizzlies 7 and the Thunder 3. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Utah leads 7-3. 3:21 left in the second period. Already a great game for Keaton Jamison with 2 goals, 1 assist, and 3 different Grizzlies with 1 goal and 1 assist. Guy, during the second intermission, you got your work cut out for you.
There's been a lot of action going on, but it's been a fun Wednesday night, and the Grizz Maniacs are in the house. They've been roaring. Fun atmosphere, Tyson. Great game so far. What a performance, right, from Keaton Jamison.
It was great to see Sid Kanasowicz on Sunday. He's tuned into this game. I'm wearing a Sid Kanasowicz tie here tonight. Black jersey with a kind of a gold tie. Luckily, we didn't match once again here this evening like we did that one night. As Grizzlies in the offensive zone, Jacob Semick skates towards the corner. Semick over to the right side. He's looking for his first pro goal. Up at Aaron Tho. Now it's the left circle for Wright. Wright gets double teamed. He gets it poked away. It goes to center ice. Wright gathers it. And he'll backpedal towards Grizzlies territory. He'll move it ahead to Walker. It bounced off his stick at the Wichita blue line and glides towards Kapelmaster. As the Thunder skating from right to left in the second period. Will glide it out to center ice. Big time hit delivered by Aaron Tho. As Dylan Fitz towards the left side. As Tho collides with Stenell. As Tho throwing his body around. Action deep in the Thunder zone along the end boards. As Cameron Wright to the right side gets to McDonald. The captain around Wichita's net. Now he's on the left side. McDonald skates towards his route. Take a right shot. He scores! The captain's made it an 8-3 game. Johnny Walker is out in front. He might have redirected it. As Utah pumps one more goal on Justin Kapelmaster. Connor McDonald skates to the bench first. As it's going to be the captain's 5th of the year.
Tyson, just when I thought we'd cooled off, the Grizzlies continue to pour it on. Connor McDonald just goes around the net, completely has his way, and just snaps the shot over the left shoulder of Kapelmaster. Grizzlies, once again, have a 5-goal lead.
Walker is out in front trying to redirect it, but he didn't. Cameron Wright's going to get an assist. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Thunder 3 as Utah is announcing their presence with authority here in the start of this 3-game series. Utah wins the draw. Right wing pass to Martell. The Rooster gets over to Jamison. Jamison skates in. Righty shot. Saved by Kapelmaster. Martell out to the high slot. Righty shot. Saved by Kapelmaster again. Utah is up to 37 shots. Here with 2:15 left in the second. As the Thunder get the puck. Left wing pass off the boards. Gavin Gould chases after it. Puck glides towards Minor, who will slice it off the near glass. Jamison head towards Power, who couldn't reach it. As goes to Chris McKay, who skates around the Wichita net. As Grizzlies getting towards the net and getting to the crease area in the offensive zone with ease. Gould to the right side, skates towards his left. Ease to the left circle, skates towards the corner. He'll tap it around the glass. And everybody thought it hit the protective netting. Wichita skates in, they shoot, they score. And now the referee says no goal, it hit the protective netting. Everybody stopped skating. Wichita didn't, and Peter Bates, he went and scored. But the referee then was just like, I hit the protective netting because everybody stopped skating. It's still Utah 8 and Wichita 3.
I'm not quite sure why he didn't blow his whistle earlier.
Unless he did when just couldn't hear it. He might have kept it going until everybody stopped skating and Bates went and scored.
Well, I will say Tyson is quite loud in here. I mean, the Grizz Maniacs certainly have been providing the buzz here tonight.
And the Grizzlies win the draw. They're in their own zone, skating from left to right as Martin moves ahead. Is played not with a high stick by Lewinsky at center ice. He'll dump it in. It was pretty close, though, as Minor gets it to Bryson Martin behind Utah's net. Martin with good speed. Throws a near wing pass to Penner. He'll move it ahead towards the Grizzlies bench for Cutler. Cutler will dump it in as Cutler gets hit near Utah's bench as Pfizer behind the net gets held up by Zach Hoffman. Now Penner, right wing shot saved by Kappelmaster. Now left wing Pfizer with a shot and didn't get much on it as it glided slowly towards the near wing boards. Lewinsky gets it ahead as Jason Pineo crosses center ice. He'll throw it towards Minor as Minor gets the wobbling puck and clears it out to center. Zach Hoffman back in his own zone. About 1 minute left in the second period. Utah leads 8-3. Hoffman gains center ice and dumps it in. Lewinsky looking for a centering pass. Shot saved by Miners. They found Pineo cutting in front of the net. Grizzlies fire it into the seats. Does Aaron Tho. And it bounced off an empty seat, thank goodness. As for the second time tonight, the Grizzlies are going to get called for delay of game as Aaron Tho gave a fan a souvenir from his own zone. And that's 2 minutes in the penalty box. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI? Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's #1 DUI defense team, Rogers and Russell. Aaron Tho gets 2 minutes for delay of game, 19:06 into the second period. Grizzlies win the draw as Cameron Wright skates out towards center ice and dumps it in. As Keaton Jamison chasing after it. Jamison's going to get called for boarding as he knocked down Cole McDonald. Jamison touches up the puck. 41 seconds left in the second. And it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for Wichita. And that's something that Jared Pike and Ryan Kanasowicz are looking on with a little bit of disgust. As obviously with a 5-goal lead, the only thing that could get Wichita back in this game is a couple power play goals, as Wichita already with 2 power play goals here tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, that's exactly right. You never want to let the Thunder back in the game. Yes, you have a 5-goal lead, but this is a perfect opportunity for the Thunder to start crawling back into this one. This power play was 11th in the league coming into this game, so it's a serviceable unit. It is pretty good. And you think about Quinn Preston picking up his 14th power play goal of the year. That's a guy that the Grizzlies need to watch when they're killing this penalty.
Jamison gets 2 minutes for cross-checking, 19-18 into the second period. Draw's going to be over in the far circle. Penner will take the draw against Quinn Preston. Preston with a goal tonight as Wichita wins the faceoff. They'll throw it to Cole McDonald, who's got 2 power play assists this evening. Wichita to the far side as Watts surveys will get to McDonald. Back to Watts at the far goal line and behind it. Now Preston over to Stenell. One-timer and it goes wide. Stenell from the left side now goes to McDonald, who switches places with Stenell. Stenell with McDonald with a lefty shot. He scores. Cole McDonald skated towards his left. He found himself in the slot, and he just fired a lefty wrist shot past Trent Minor. It's a 5-on-3 power play goal as Tho exits the penalty box and will skate 5-on-4 as there's 21 seconds left in the second period. McDonald now with 1 goal and 2 assists tonight. And for Wichita, despite being down by 4, they've got 3 power play goals here this evening.
Yeah, Tyson, that's right. Those power plays are really letting the Thunder back into this game, if you can call it that.
It's been something else tonight. Thunder still on the power play. Less than 20 seconds left in the second period. Grizzlies get the puck. Pfizer fans on a pass. Wichita, right side. Shot is blocked by Thomas. Now Braden Watts goes to the far goal line. Out top for McDonald. He'll get to Preston. One-timer. That's blocked by Martin. And it goes out of play. If Bryce Martin doesn't block that, Quinn Preston probably scores as Minor is looking more towards the far side. 4 seconds left in the second period. Bryson Martin, the Sheriff, saves the day for the Grizzlies.
Oh, man, Tyson, the Sheriff laying it out on the line, giving everything that he's got. You're right. If he doesn't block that, that goes right into the back of the net.
Big-time play by Bryson Martin. The goal scored by Wichita, 19:39 in. McDonald with his 10th of the season. Watts and Mikhail Stenell with the assist. Off the draw, McDonald takes a shot, saved by Minor. And the horn sounds, and that does it for second period action. But what a second period it was, as we were tied at 2 after 20 minutes of play. But the Grizzlies scored 6 goals in the second period. Wichita scored 2. The Thunder have 3 power play goals this evening. The 2 goals and 1 assist by Keaton Jamison and a lot of other contributors as the Grizzlies lead the Thunder 8-4. Now remember, Wichita is going to be on the power play for the first minute 19 of the third period. Good luck to Guy Chiarenza quarterbacking the second intermission, as we got a lot to talk about. After 40 minutes of play here at Maverick Center, it's the Grizzlies 8 and the Thunder 4. Guy will quarterback us here through the intermission as both teams head to their respective locker rooms. The Rio Tinto Kennecott intermission report starts in 2 minutes on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
It's a wacky Wednesday night here at the Maverick Center. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Thunder 4. Yes, you heard that right. Grizzlies 8, Thunder 4, a combined 8 goals in the second period. It was 2-2 after 20 minutes of play. Now, 8-4. So it started out with Johnny Walker getting his first goal, getting the first goal of the game, 4:21 in. It's his 12th of the season from Shearer and Fitz. And then on the power play, the Thunder responded 12:42 into the first, with Jake Dickman getting his 22nd of the year, assisted by Wichita captain McDonald. Not to be confused with our captain, Connor McDonald.
You mean C. McDonald? Oh, wait, they're both C. McDonald.
There's so many McDonald's in this game. And then 15:53 into the first period, Jordan Martell made it a 2-1 game off a pass from Vladislav Mikalchuk. Tyler Penner also picks up an assist. That was Martell's 12th goal of the year. But the Thunder would respond once again, making it a 2-2 game. 17:02 into the first. Peter Bates gets his 16th of the year from Crosley and Gould. And as I mentioned, it was 2-2 after one period. We thought, okay, we might have a close game here. It's going to be a great Mountain Division battle. And then the doors blew wide open. I mean wide open, right off the hinges. As just 31 seconds into the second period, Brandon Cutler gets his 12th goal of the year. He's now got goals in back-to-back games since returning to the Grizzlies. Tyron Pfizer picks up an assist, as does Corey Thomas in his first game back from injury. Good to see Corey back in the lineup. And then 1:35 into the second period, just a minute and 4 seconds after the Cutler goal, Cameron Wright gets on the board, making it a 4-2 game. Wright gets his 22nd of the year from Walker and Fitz. And then Keaton Jamison, 2:28 into the second period, makes it a 5-2 game. It's his 13th goal of the season. Jared Power gets the assist on that, as does Jacob Semick. And so 5:04 into the second period, it was Grizzlies. It was just all Grizzlies for the first part of that second period, as Keaton Jamison, we're on the Pfizer goal now, 5:04 into the second period. 6-2 game, courtesy of Tyron Pfizer's team leading 24th goal of the season. Jamison and Tho get the assists on that one. And then we get back to Keaton Jamison, 6:35 into the second period, making a 2-7 hockey game, a minute and 31 after the Pfizer goal.
A minute.
That's
31.
A minute 31.
A lot of math being done here.
Oh, a lot of math. Keaton Jamison gets his 14th goal of the season from Martell and Mikalchuk. That's McCulloch's second assist of the game. But the Thunder did respond. They got back on the power play. Quinn Preston gets his team-leading 14th power play goal of the season, his 24th goal overall, 9:17 into the second period, assisted from McDonald and Watts. This is the first time that the Grizzlies have seen Braden Watts all year. He did not play in the 2 games in Wichita earlier in the month of March. But then the Grizzlies responded, making it a 3-8 game courtesy of Captain Connor McDonald. Our McDonald gets his 5th goal of the season. Cameron Wright got the assist on that goal. But then late in the second period, with just 21 seconds to go, it was the Thunder McDonald. It was Cole McDonald.
Cole McDonald scored a goal.
McDonald gets his 10th goal of the season from Watts and Stenell, making it a 4-8 game. Just 21 seconds to go in the second period, and so that's where we stand after 40 minutes of play.
Need some water?
I might at some point while you're talking. I might have to take a break. Just the Grizzlies' fantastic second period. Johnny Walker's a +4 in this game, as is Aaron Tho. Keaton Jamison has 3 points. He's got 2 goals and an assist. McCulloch has 2 assists. Jordan Martell, a goal and assist, a +3. I mean, just all throughout the lineup, the Grizzlies are performing well. And they're getting depth scoring, Tyson. We talked about it in the open. The Grizzlies needed depth scoring. Well, this is it right here in the flesh. Although the one downside to the Grizzlies so far in this game, the penalty kill. Wichita is 3 for 4 on the power play. Grizzlies have yet to go on the man advantage. Grizzlies lead the shot count 38-21 after 40 minutes of play, so they're almost averaging a shot per minute in this game. So just phenomenal second period here from the Grizzlies, Tyson, and really they just had their way down low in the Wichita Thunder zone. I mean, there was nothing that the Thunder defense really could do. The Grizzlies seemed to just be moving a step ahead of anything Wichita was doing.
And a lot of those goals were just out in front. You know, it's just there wasn't a whole lot Wichita can do. It wasn't like there was redirections. It was just Grizzlies got that puck out there right in front, you know, and maybe that's part of why Kapelmaster is still in there, unless Bazran's hurt and can't play. If he physically can't play, then that's one thing. But a lot of the Grizzlies' goals have just been out in front, where it just, you know, you think about that right goal, it was just like Fitz to Walker to right, and he's all alone out in front. You know, just too many grade A chances there. 10 scoring chances in the second period, 15 through 2 periods for the Grizzlies. Just nonstop, one goal after another. And the Grizzlies really playing a good north-south game and just taking it to the Thunder, forcing their defensive unit to make quick decisions. And the Grizzlies really have capitalized, seems like early and often in this game. 17 skaters for the Grizzlies, only 2 do not have 1 or more points in this game. So Bryson Martin and Kyle Pouncey are scoreless, but both of those guys have really made a contribution. Kyle Pouncey's been physical, and he's really done a good job getting the puck out of his own zone. And late in the second period, I know he doesn't have a point here so far, but Bryson Martin, very late in the second period. Miner is out of position. He was looking towards the far side over to his left, and the puck ended up to the right side. Quinn Preston with a one-timer, and if Bryson Martin doesn't block that, the Thunder get their 5th goal very late in the second period. So Bryson Martin has really earned his stripes here tonight despite not scoring a point.
I agree, Tyson. I mean, Bryson Martin absolutely saved the goal. The Sheriff was patrolling the defense, and he laid it on the line to save his town, save his city, and that would have made it a 3-goal game. And that seems pretty far-fetched for the Thunder to come back from a deficit like that. But I mean, it's a crazy game. I mean, we've seen anything can happen. So it takes that potential goal off the board and keeps it a 4-goal lead for the Grizzlies. I mean, Tyson, it's just been a crazy game. I mean, you think about the Grizzlies in the offensive zone, but really in the defensive zone, they played quite well. To complement what they've done offensively. It seems like the only way that Wichita can get on the board is on the power play. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
It looks like we're getting some food here, and you could certainly use some drinks after
Thank you.
that second intermission stuff. Oh, I took the beer. No, I'm just kidding. McCulloch 2 assists. I mean, really everybody's contributing for the Grizzlies here tonight. But the Thunder power play, as you mentioned, has been their bright spot, 3 for 4 on the man advantage here tonight. Cole McDonald, he's been outstanding. 1 goal and 2 assists for the Thunder. I think all 3 of his points have come on the power play. And that's really been the thing that for the Grizzlies, they got to buckle down here the rest of the series because Wichita does have one of the best power play units in the league.
Yeah, Tyson, and I'm very surprised. I mean, like I said, the only way that Wichita seems to be able to score goals is on the power play. They've only got 1 goal, 5-on-5. But, I mean, you just think about just the onslaught that the Thunder endured throughout the first 5 minutes of this game, where the Grizzlies were just putting goal after goal into the back of the Thunder net. I'm really surprised that head coach Bruce Ramsey of the Thunder did not call his timeout. Man, everybody's helping us out here tonight.
Water.
I do need that water after the scoring recap. But, I mean, as I said before, I'm just very surprised that the Thunder coach didn't call his timeout after he was enduring that onslaught. You think it was a close game, and then the Grizzlies started to pull away. We've seen coaches in the past take that timeout to kind of stop the bleeding. Ramsey didn't do that, and I'm kind of just left here wondering why.
Yeah, if nothing else, then to try to break the momentum and get it back in your favor. Before you knew it, a 2-2 game after one period, it was 7-2 Grizzlies. Like the first segment of the second period, Utah scored 5 goals. And then McDonald got one late in the second frame. So it's been a crazy first 40 minutes of play, and it looks like we got a crazy rest of the series coming up. Don't forget that Friday is going to be an AFCU Friday where tickets start just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. And Saturday night's going to be a lot of fun here, the series finale. Don't forget, it's a big weekend in terms of the playoff picture for both teams, as Wichita is tied for second with Kansas City. Kansas City's in a tough battle with the Idaho Steelheads. We saw the Idaho led 1-0 after one period, and oh boy, now it's 5-0 Idaho over Kansas City as the Steelheads scored 4 second period goals, 2 by Ryan Domowski and 2 by Ty Pelton-Bice. So it's the Steelheads 5 and the Mavericks 0. Shane Sterrett for Kansas City has stopped 25 of 30. Adam Schill has stopped all 19 for Idaho. So the Grizzlies lead by 4, and Kansas City, who's one of the teams that both Wichita and Utah are battling for in the Mountain Division. Kansas City is down by 5, and it really doesn't matter what happens to Idaho, as they've clinched the 1 spot in the Mountain Division playoffs, and they clinched that probably, by January? Seems like,
yeah, it was a long time ago. I mean, Steelheads are having a phenomenal year, but I really feel like if they run into a Grizzlies team like this at this point in the year, it might be a closer series than some expect.
When we come back, we'll have third period action here at Maverick Center, and we'll figure out what's in that box. So it looks like some fans are treating us to some food. We'll come back in 2 minutes as Utah leads Wichita 8-4 here in the opener of this 3-game series. You're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Thanks to the Grizzlies fans for supplying us with some pizza and water here, high top section 114, second intermission. 3 games in the NHL tonight. 2 of them have already gone final. A shootout. The Islanders defeated the Capitals 2-1. And in overtime, the Florida Panthers defeat Toronto 3-2. Toronto says, must be close to April. Let's blow another one. As Florida wins 3-2. One game in progress. I know that's a cheap shot. Not necessary. I think Toronto's one of the most talented teams in the league, and who knows, maybe this will finally be their year. We had to look way up behind the top of the Stanley Cup. You had a pretty good one-liner there. You were surprised that Toronto was still up there on one of those rings in the Stanley Cup.
I am surprised, Tyson, although I think thinking about it a little bit more, it's on that beveled edge of the Stanley Cup that kind of curves down, so I think it's one of those rings that they can't retire. I think that might be the only reason it's still in the Stanley Cup. So now now I understand it a little bit more, but upon first inspection, it kind of shocked me that was still on there.
Just having some fun with our Maple Leaf listeners. You never know. This could end up being their year. They've got a very talented team, if nothing else. 3 minutes left in the first period. Minnesota leads Colorado 2-1. The Avalanche are the NHL affiliate of the Utah Grizzlies. Looks like Byram has the goal for Colorado, a defenseman. That game's on national TV on TNT. Wish I was recording that game right now so I could watch it later on. But Minnesota leads Colorado 2-1, and I'm really looking forward to opening day in the baseball season tomorrow. I think my World Series pick is the San Diego Padres taking on the Blue Jays. I got a Toronto Blue Jays, San Diego Padres World Series. That's my choice.
That's a good pick. I think I have to go with the Pittsburgh Pirates to go on an incredible run this season. It's going to be a historic run, a great run. They're going to be talking about it for generations. It's going to be one for the ages. Give me the Pirates.
You got the Pirates winning the World Series? All right. If you're right, then I'll give you $1 million.
That's it. I got to go to Vegas right now and make that bet. And we'll see what happens. But no, I'm not really expecting anything out of the Pirates this year. They're an up-and-coming team, maybe. We'll see.
The Grizzlies lead 8-4 after 2 periods. 15 of the 17 skaters for Utah has at least 1 point. Keaton Jamison has 2 goals and 1 assist. Johnny Walker, Taryn Pfizer, Cameron Wright, and Jordan Martell each have 1 goal and 1 assist. Dylan Fitz and Vladislav Mikalchuk each have 2 assists. Brandon Cutler, 1 goal. Connor McDonald, 1 goal. Johnny Walker's a +4, so is Aaron Tho. Tho is actually a +15 over his last 17 games. He's been outstanding for the Grizzlies. And Utah wearing the black jerseys with white numbers and professional green trim. They have shown a lot of power offensively here in the first 2 periods, and we're not just talking about Jared Power, who's got 1 assist so far tonight.
Never know, Tyson. Maybe he's next. Jared Power, he's been looking good all game long. Maybe he gets that second professional goal.
Looks like Kapelmaster is still in net for Wichita, and you got to wonder, Roman Bazran started each of the last 9 games. Got to wonder if Bazran is healthy enough to play. Otherwise, I wonder if he'd be in there to clean up for Kapelmaster.
Yeah, Tyson, it is interesting. We did see him out in warm-ups. He was out there. He was moving. I think he did take a few shots. But you're right. It is Kapelmaster, and I guess that's what they're rolling with.
It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Thunder 4. And as Utah be skating from our right to our left, as we're sitting high in top section 114, watching the action. Wichita skating from left to right. If you joined us late, looks like Zach Sekos picked up an upper body injury, and looks like he's probably going to be out the rest of the season. Utah also without Cam Strong, Dakota Raby, and Victor Bartley, and Christian Simeone blocked the shot on Sunday, and he's out of the lineup. But the Grizzlies do get Corey Thomas back, and he's on the bench right now as Schur and McDonald, the starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies, as Wichita will skate from left to right. They cross center ice. The Thunder center it, and shot by Braden Watts. Bounces off of McDonald. As the puck goes around Utah's net, James Schur to the near side will bounce it off of Stenell and goes to Connor McDonald. As Connor drifts it ahead, it goes past Cameron Wright and glides like a rock on an ocean all the way towards Kapelmaster, who will feed it towards the near wing boards. Just kind of skipped into the Wichita zone like one of those rocks across the lake. As Wichita skates in, Cutler in the area. He'll tap it over to Pfizer, who bats it into the Wichita zone. And no icing, though, as the Thunder make a line change. Grizzlies turnover out in front of the net, and they try to find Brandon Cutler out in front, but Wichita picks it off. Now Corey Thomas to the left side, stops in the corner. Thomas glides it around the boards, doesn't get very far, as Chris McKay behind Wichita's net. We'll get it over to Mikkel Stenell. Stenell, the leading scorer for Wichita. There was a right wing pass to McKay, who chips it ahead as the Thunder will skate towards the corner as Grizzlies are shorthanded. Now the Grizzlies are back at full strength. It's a Utah disaster cleanup. Successful penalty kill. Jamison fresh out of the box. Skates towards the right circle. As puck glides towards Kapelmaster. Feeds it back to the corner. Jamison's already got 3 points tonight. So he'll get it up top for Tho. He'll take a right wing shot and it bounced off the end boards and hit the side of the net. Jamison and Jordan Martell battle with two Thunder skaters over in the far corner. McKay joins the play. As Jamison glides along the boards, Jacob Semick on the left side gets over to Martell. The Roosters got one goal tonight. He'll get over to Power. He'll take a lefty shot as saved by Kapelmaster. Arm is raised as Jamison lost his stick. Chris McKay was in the area. Slashing is going to be the call. And it looks like the Grizzlies are going to get a power play as Chris McKay skates towards the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. McKay was in the area, but it looks like it's number 24, Connor Walters, who gets the penalty. 2 minutes for slashing, 18:05 left in the third.
Well, Tyson, it's crazy to think that 8 goals up on the board for the Grizzlies. All have been 5-on-5, and now here in the third period, this is the Grizzlies' first chance on the power play. And Keaton Jamison has been great so far this game. 3 points, but he's looking for that hat trick. We'll see if he gets it.
Yeah, first power play for the Grizzlies tonight. Wichita has had 5 power plays. They are 3 for 5 on the power play, and it's the Grizzlies' first power play of the game. Utah leads 8-4 here in the series opener. These same teams will meet on Friday and Saturday nights. Pfizer, Walker, and Wright down low. Tho and Cutler up top. As Walker will take the face-off. He hasn't taken a ton of face-offs this season. As Walker will take the draw against Pineo. Now Walker's kicked out of the face-off circle, and Wright will take the draw. As a draw won by Wright. Now up top for Cutler. Left wing to Tho. He's at the point. He'll throw it back to Wright. Now up top for Cutler. Right side. Cutler skates in. Lefty shot. And it goes wide as Kapelmaster looks like he's hurt. His helmet went off. Johnny Walker is in the area. And we're going to find out if Roman Bazran's healthy enough to go or not. As Kapelmaster looked like he got hit up high. It looks like Kapelmaster struggling to get back to his feet. And Johnny Walker goes to the penalty box. So that will do it for the power play. 7 seconds into the man advantage. Kapelmaster's on one knee. And now he's back to his feet. And it looked like he might have got hit. He's reaching for his neck. I wonder if we'll see a replay there as Walker goes to the penalty box for 2 minutes.
And Tyson, I'm not sure if it was a stick that caught him up underneath the neck. I think that might have been what happened. Some goalies have that plastic protector underneath their mask to kind of protect their neck. I'm not sure if Kapelmaster has that. It looks like he's got it up to his feet and looks like he's going to be okay.
Cross-checking is the call on Johnny Walker. The referee talks with Ryan Kanaswich, Tyler Haskell. Haskell is one of the better officials in this league. Now Haskell will talk with Bruce Ramsey, the Wichita coach. Bruce Ramsey in his 4th season behind the bench for Wichita. All right, they're showing a replay. Oh, no. Walker took his stick and just kind of hit Kapelmaster. It's kind of lucky it's just 2 minutes.
I agree, Tyson.
Draw's going to be on the near side. Wichita wins the faceoff. They've got 3 power play goals tonight. McDonald over to McKay. Back across to McDonald. Left side. Shot. Oh, got redirected to score. McDonald redirected it over to Jason Pineo. Is it Pineo or Cole McDonald? Oh, it looks like it's Pineo as they're going to get the puck. As Jason Pineo gets his first as a professional. It's Wichita's 4th power play goal of the game, and Jason Pineo looks like he's picked up his first professional goal. Pineo played at Niagara University for 4 years. He had 9 goals in 40 games with Niagara earlier this season, and Jason Pineo gets his first professional goal redirecting the Cole McDonald shot. McDonald with his 3rd assist of the game, and they give the assist to number 5, nobody wears number 5 for Wichita. Might be McKay. And so Walker still in the penalty box. It must be a 2-minute major. I don't know. Wichita has it neutral ice as the Thunder still in the power play. As Cole McDonald gains the line, right point shot. Saved by Minor. Connor holds on, but you got to give credit to Cole McDonald, the defenseman for Wichita, who's had an outstanding game.
Yeah, he really has been a presence on the ice for Wichita. And I think since that goal was scored 4-on-4, both guys remain in the box. That's why Walker stays in there. You're right, Tyson, before he's lucky that he only got 2 minutes.
That's right. It was a 4-on-4 goal. So Wichita, it's still 4-on-4. It was an even strength goal by the Thunder as they scored 4-on-4. As Wichita has the puck on the left side. It's 8-5. Thunder trying to center it, and it goes behind Xavier Pouliot. Pouliot over to the left side, battling with Walker, and Walker gets hit by Dominic Dockery as Grizzlies get over to Martin. Martin collides with 43 Quinn Preston as it goes to the near corner. Cameron Wright skates towards the left point. He'll drop it off for Tho, but the puck exits the zone. It was a 4-on-4 goal that was scored by Jason Pineo, his first as a professional. 16:53 left in the third. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Thunder 5. As Aaron Tho to the left side drops off for Jamison across the center ice. Jamison on hat trick watch. He'll skate towards the left circle. I try to feather it across to Martel, but Martel couldn't reach it. Martel over towards Jamison. He gets poked away by Quinn Preston in the slot. And Preston lifts it high into the air. Bounces towards the near wing boards at the Utah blue line. Kyle Pouncey trying to get around Pouliot. As Pouliot dumps it in, he skates off at the end of his shift as James Shearer gets it. 15 seconds left in the 4-on-4, and then coming out of the box will be Walters as Martel skates towards the right side, drops off for Jamison. Jamison skates in. Good poke check by Wichita as the puck glides towards the near corner. Shearer around the boards. Arm is raised by the referee. Wichita is going to get a penalty. Chris McKay touches up the puck behind Wichita's net. As coming out of the box was Walters. It was a 5-on-4 for literally a couple seconds. And hooking's going to be the call. And going to the penalty box is Brett Boeing, number 36. So we'll skate 4-on-4 for 4 seconds. And then after that, the Grizzlies will start a power play.
Well, seeing that the Grizzlies don't take another penalty here, we're going to get to finally see what the Grizzlies do on the power play for the first time. And I really want to see what the Grizzlies make in terms of adjustments from that Cincinnati series to this Wichita series. I want to see the adjustments that they make on the power play.
Draws in the near circle. Grizzlies win it. Aaron Tho over to the left side, gets it to Cutler, back to Tho. Walker's on the ice as Grizzlies start a power play. Flies to the right in the far corner. He'll whip it around the boards. Cutler on the left point cuts it off as Walker gets hit. Walker gets hit, probably in retaliation. As Tho to the left side. He'll take a shot and it's blocked. Crosley pushes Walker into the net. And now the Grizzlies towards the right side. Walker is in the net. He gets out of it. Now Wichita carries it out across center ice. As Wichita skates towards the right side, but they're offside. As the Thunder skate into the offensive zone. Looks like Hoffman wants to fight Walker. Now Crosley wants to fight Walker. And Walker's probably going to have to go with somebody. As everybody on the Wichita Thunder side wants to fight Johnny Walker. Crosley, will drop the gloves. We saw it when he was a Grizzly last year. Looked like Zach Hoffman wanted to as well. As Walker, Grizzlies got after Johnny a little bit, wanting to make sure that he played a little bit more disciplined and not taking penalties. As Walker got hit as he was trying net front, and he got hit pretty hard by Austin Crosley. And then Crosley pushed Walker into the Wichita net. Walker got out of the net, and then Zach Hoffman hit Walker. Now Johnny Walker talking with the Wichita bench. Crosley and Walker having words. We'll have to watch out for that the rest of the game and maybe beyond for the rest of the series.
Yeah, and Tyson, Johnny Walker, in the eyes of the Wichita Thunder, is public enemy number 1. And I understand it. They're standing up for Kappelmaster. I mean, Johnny Walker made a play that he didn't necessarily have to make. Got in the face of Kappelmaster, and the Thunder are just trying to defend their guy.
15:30 left in regulation. Utah leads 8-5. What's been a crazy game. The 8 goals scored by the Grizzlies are the most in any game this season. Grizzlies cross center ice. Jordan Martel gains the line. He'll skate towards his left. Martel now on the left point. Gets poked away by Quinn Preston, who clears it out. If the rest of the series is going to be anything like tonight, we're in for a treat this series here at Maverick Center. As Bryson Martin gets it, and so he'll throw a near wing pass to Shearer, back to Martin, who glides it to his right for Fitz. Fitz skates towards the far corner, and he'll slice it around the boards for Jamison. Jamison in the corner, trying to chip it back to Fitz. It stays in the near corner. Cutler gets up top, looking for Martin, but it's taken away by Braden Watts. Watts gains center ice, got A on his sweater. Now left wing Preston. Backhand shot goes wide as he's trying to get around James Shearer. Jamison gets it. He's behind Trent Miner's net. 40 seconds left in Utah's power play. It's 8-5 Grizzlies. As Grizzlies make a line change, Martin will get it to Brandon Cutler. Cutler's got great speed. He's now at neutral ice. He crosses center. Cutler on the left wing gets around Jay Dickman. Taken away is Pineo, who's got to be on cloud nine after scoring his first pro goal earlier in the third period. As Aaron Tho around the net. Pineo, who played his college hockey at Niagara University, played 4 years there. As Tho gets over to Taryn Pfizer. Now back to Aaron Tho, skates down the middle. Tho now at neutral ice. We'll throw it back to Pfizer in the Grizzly zone. Pfizer crosses the Utah blue line. Now to Cutler at center ice. Cutler right wing pass to Cameron Wright. He gets it taken away. And Wright battles. Wright gets it back. Right over to Power as the Thunder are back at full strength. Power in the left corner. Fires towards the net. It bounces off of Wright and goes towards Pineo. He'll feed it to the far side for Jay Dickman. Now across to McKay, who gains center ice, gets around Jared Power. McKay now to the right side, centering pass, bounced off of Corey Thomas's stick. Dickman back to McKay on the right side. He looks to center. It kicks off at Tho's skate. Goes back to the left point. As McKay gets it across. Picked up by Power in the slot. Power carries it out to center ice. Across the logo. Left wing pass to Cameron Wright. Skate to the left circle. Take a shot on a glance off a Kapelmaster's glove. And flies out of play off the protective netting. 13:27 left in the third. Timeout on the ice as Utah leads Wichita 8-5 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's 8-5 Grizzlies. What crazy action we've seen so far here at Maverick Center, as Wichita has 3 power play goals, and they also scored 4 on 4. As the Thunder are 3 for 5 on the power play, Utah 0 for 2. Grizzlies have outshot the Thunder 40-24. What a crazy game this has been.
Unreal, Tyson. It's just been crazy, and we're not done yet. Still 13:27 to go in the third. Can only imagine what that holds.
Jameson will take the drives. Got McCallchuck and Power out there. Up top is Corey Thomas and Connor McDonald. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Great to see Corey Thomas back on the ice for the first time since February 4th when he got injured delivering a check on Mikel Robideau of Allen. Allen gets the puck, or Wichita gets the puck. I'm going to be saying Allen the rest of the game. Great. As Power towards the near glass, goes back over. Zach Hoffman, righty shot goes wide. As puck glides towards the far side, Wichita skating from left to right here in the third period. Good job by Connor McDonald checking out Peter Bates, so Bates couldn't get the puck. Gavin Gould skates around Utah's net over towards the far side. As Gould now at the left point, stops. Now he button hooks, fires towards the net. Goes wide as Miner is looking for a pad save. As Power throws to the right side, Hoffman keeps in. He fires towards the net. Saved by Miner. As ricochets towards the near corner. As puck goes to Gavin Gould, who used to play for Allen. Now to Jared Power, who moves out to center ice. I think Gould might have played in that game in early February. Ahead to Keaton Jamison. Left side, Jamison stops just outside the left circle. He gets pushed down. Call's going to be made. As Jamison got pushed along the boards by Xavier Poliot. And Poliot looks like he's going to get 2 minutes in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Tripping's going to be the call. 12:29 left in the third.
Tyson, Keaton Jamison has been an unstoppable force in this game. He's got 3 points, 2 goals and assist already. And recently he's been drawing penalties. I mean, that's the only way that the Thunder can stop him. Great job by Jamison. Grizzlies back to the power play.
Yeah, all 8 goals by the Grizzlies have been scored 5 on 5 here so far this evening. Xavier Poliot, 2 minutes for tripping, 7:31 into the third period. As the Thunder win the draw, and Pineo clears it out. Pineo holds his face as if he were hit with the high stick. But the referee wasn't in the area to make the call, so the skate 5 on 4. As Aaron Tho gets to about center ice, drops off for Pfizer. Pfizer crosses center with speed. They'll skate down the middle. Now fire it towards the left corner. Puck glides towards the side of the net. Wichita gets it and clears it out. About 12 minutes left in regulation. It's 8-5 Grizzlies. The 8 goals are the most scored by a Grizzlies team in a game this season. As though moves out to center ice for Pfizer. Drops off for Wright. Cameron Wright's got 1 goal and 1 assist this evening. Over to Brandon Cutler has been great. Cutler's got a goal in each of his 2 games since returning to the Grizzlies on Sunday. He gets the Penner, bounces back towards Cutler along the near boards. Now the puck squirts towards the right side. Pfizer at the point. Skates towards the circle. Fakes the shot. Now gets to Cameron Wright, who skates around the Wichita net. Wright chips up top for Tho, who glides to his right for Pfizer. Pfizer takes a shot that's blocked by Crosley. He goes out to Grizzlies territory. As Tho gets it in the Grizzlies zone, Utah makes a line change. Tho skates down the middle. Now he gains the blue line, stops the point, and fires it towards the corner. Rolls around as it glides towards the far side near Wichita's net. Quinn Preston gets it and he clears it out. Minor in front of his crease. 40 seconds left in the Utah power play. Their third of the game as Jamison gathers it. He's on hat trick watch. Over to Bryson Martin. As Martin skates down the middle. Now he's at center ice. He'll chip it over to his right as it lifts in the air. Martell gets it. The Rooster wearing number 27. And he'll feed it towards the near wing boards. Over to Jamison. Jamison over to Martell, who wears the same number as Travis Barron. They're similar type players. Shearer over to Martell. Gets it back to Shearer. Now to the right side for Bryson Martin. Martin up top for Shearer. Shearer with a lefty shot. Got redirected, but saved by Kappelmaster. As Jamison throws to Martin. 5 seconds left in the power play as Martin on 2 knees throws a pass to the far side for Jamison at the goal line. Wichita's back at full strength as they throw it over to Bryson Martin. Martin around the net for Jamison, who tried to chip it back to Martin. Now it goes to the corner as Chris McKay knocks down Jamison. And the Thunder get it towards Pouliot, fresh out of the box. Now Martin at neutral ice will fire it back in. And it bounces off the protective netting as the whistle blows. Draw's going to be out at center ice with 10-10 left in the third. Kind of looks like the Grizzlies still working on some things on the power play, but they did work the puck around pretty well, and sure had a good look from the high slot.
Yeah, I agree, Tyson. There were a few good looks. I think there's a lot of moving parts on this power play now that you lose Zach Secco, so somebody has to go in and take that spot. It looks like they have Aaron Tho on that first power play unit, kind of stationing around on the blue line, kind of just quarterbacking things. I think it'll take some time for those guys to gel, but for the Grizzlies, it just seems like we've been waiting for the power play to connect for a while now.
For Secco, a similar injury that he missed about 2 months earlier this season. It wasn't anything noticeable. It wasn't like he had to be helped off the ice or anything like that, but just kind of something that's built up over time. As Grizzlies dumping in the offensive zone, as Wichita, Mark Lewiski will skate out to neutral ice. He'll chip it across over the stick of Jacob Semick. Now the puck deep in the Grizzlies zone as Semick gets pushed along the end boards. That was a big hit. Luckily, Semick gets back to his feet. And Wichita touches it up. And it looks like it's going to be a penalty as Jacob Semick got thrown towards the end boards. Luckily, Semick is going to be okay. Boarding looks like it's going to be the call. And skating to the penalty box is Dylan Boucher. No relation to former Grizzly Matthew Boucher. But Boucher in his 8th game with the Thunder will skate with kind of a dejected look towards the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. One of those plays, you don't even argue it. You just kind of put your head down and skate to the penalty box.
Yeah, and Tyson, that was a dangerous play. If Simic doesn't regain his balance, he just goes crashing head first into the boards. Could have been really dangerous. So I have to agree with the call there.
Warding's the call. 10-15 into the third. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Thunder 5. Grizzlies win the draw. Taryn Pfizer chips up top for Tho. Tho glides to the far wing off the boards for Cutler. Cutler skates towards the far corner as he surveys. Cutler looking around. He'll get it across to Pfizer. Left side. Pfizer with a righty shot. It's blocked by Crosley. Crosley's blocked a few shots here tonight. As Pfizer towards the left side. Gets it to Cameron Wright on the left side. Across to Tho. Make that Cutler. Cutler looking around. He's on the right side. Tho's up top as Cutler will think about throwing it to Tho, but instead Cutler keeps it. Now Cutler dancing around the far wing boards. Cutler will now bounce it up top for Tho. Tho skates towards his left. Across to Cutler. And so feed it across to Wright. Wright gets it off the boards. Right in the near side. Chips it across. It bounces off the stick of Jay Dickman and flies to neutral ice. Cutler gets the wobbling puck, which is on its side. The Thunder make a line change as Cutler gathers it. 8:50 and counting left in regulation as Cutler will gain the center red line and roll it along the boards. Wichita trying to clear it out. It bounced off of Pfizer. Pfizer in the far corner. Skates around Wichita's net. They'll drift it up top for Cutler. Cutler on the left point. Spins along the wall. Cut off by Penner beyond the end wall. As he tried to get it back up top for Cutler. Rolls towards the high slot. Throws shot. Saved by Kappelmaster. Though it a good one-timer from the high slot as the puck goes to Pfizer. He's on the left side. Now he skates around the net. Pfizer gets it poked away by Dockery. Penner skates over there. Dockery will drift towards the far corner. He keeps the puck, and he'll clear it out to center. Though anticipated him clearing it out, so he cuts it off at neutral ice. He gets it to Cutler. 23 seconds left in Utah's power play. Grizzlies will start to filter some guys on and off as Cutler skates towards the near side. Utah crosses center. Cutler dumps it in. Now he'll come off at the end of his shift as Wichita skates towards the near side. Now to Quinn Preston, who throws it across the far corner as Wichita moves it ahead. Pass connects to Braden Watts. Watts on the left side gets cut off by Shearer. Great defensive play by Shearer. Martin throws it across as Wichita's back at full strength. Martel, avoids the Boucher. Martel left side shot. And a blocker saved by Kappelmaster. Puck bounces in front of the net. Jamison shot and it's blocked. As Jamison throws up top for Shearer as Boucher hits Jamison. As the puck glides towards the far boards. Fits around the net. As Fitz, Martel in the area, glides it back to the far corner. Taken by Chris McKay, who will drift it ahead. Gloved by Bryce Martin at center ice. He drops it immediately and feeds it across to Shearer. Now ahead to Martel. The Rooster. Over to Jamison. He skates towards left side. Centers it to Martin. Shot and it goes wide. Thunder come back the other way from left to right. 3-on-3. Wichita skates towards the left circle. Take a lefty shot and it goes wide. As that shot was taken by Brett Boeing. Puck to the near side. Jordan Martel will speed out to center ice. The Rooster gets to center ice and skates towards his right and eventually dumps it in. Grizzlies make a full line change. 6:50 and counting left in the third. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Thunder 5. Wichita crosses center ice. Now they step over the offensive line. Cole McDonald, 1 goal and 3 assists tonight. They'll throw it to the corner. Corey Thomas battles. McDonald delivers a hit on Peter Bates. Bates gets it across behind the net as the Thunder continue to battle. They get it to Gavin Gould to the near side. He feeds it to the point, but nobody was home. Mikalchuk gets it. He's got 2 assists tonight. Mikalchuk over to Cameron Wright. Right down the middle, take a righty shot. Saved by Kappelmaster. And Wright leapt over the Thunder skater and ran into Kappelmaster. And we get a whistle, and Cameron Wright's probably going to get a penalty as Wright collided with the Wichita goaltender. Second time here in this third period that the Thunder goaltender has been slow to get to his feet. As Kappelmaster will skate towards the corner. Looks like he's going to be okay. As Cameron Wright was skating towards the bench, and the referee said, come on this way. You're going to the penalty box instead. Wright looks up to the video board and says, what did I do? Now Wright continues to look up at the video board. Here's the replay, Cameron. Take a look. Mikalchuk was to the left wing. He centered it to Wright. Wright skated down the middle, went over a Wichita skater as Cameron Wright went airborne and ran into Kappelmaster. 2 minutes for interference to the call. 13:42 into the third. That would make for a great picture if somebody caught him midair. As Grizzlies win the draw, Tyler Penner clears it out. Wouldn't it be something, very photogenic, seeing Cameron Wright leaping in Thunder territory? Out 6:05 left in the third. The music inadvertently plays as the Thunder throw it out to center ice. Cole McDonald moves it ahead to Braden Watts, who ran into his own guy. Now Connor McDonald gets it and slices it all the way out towards Justin Kappelmaster, the Wichita goaltender. He moves ahead to Jake Dickman. Now to neutral ice. Pfizer gathers it near the Thunder bench. He loses the puck as Cole McDonald gets the Dickman. He drops off for Braden Watts, who crosses center ice down the middle. They'll move it ahead to Dickman, who gains the offensive line. Dickman with a long stick as Quinn Preston gets it across to Stenell. Mikkel Stenell will get it up top for McDonald. Puck didn't get very close to McDonald. They'll drift it to the corner. It's McDonald back to Pfizer. Now Cole McDonald gets it left side. Now they feed it to the high slot for Preston. Now to Watts. High look to center it out in front. Shearer picks it off and clears it out. Good job by James Shearer out in front. As Grizzlies make a line change. 5:15 left in the third. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Thunder 5. Looks like action's starting to slow down, and that's just fine by the Grizzlies, who are nursing a 3-goal lead. As Wichita moves out to center ice, as the Thunder made a line change, as Peter Bates will fire it off the near boards. Corey Thomas gets it, and he clears it out. Thomas looks like he's a little bit tired out there, but it's his first game back in close to 2 months. And he's certainly going to bring size, and I got to feel in this series is going to get physical here in the last 2 games. As the Thunder towards the far side, Penner delivers a big hit. Grizzlies clear back to center. As Connor Walters moves it ahead. Gavin Gould gains the line, skates towards his left, drops off for Bates. Bates right side, shot saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to the far side. as Chris McKay gets it up top for Walters. Walters to the right side for Gould, who swings and misses. As puck ends up in the corner, Peter Bates over there. 5 seconds left in the power play for the Thunder. Walters across to McKay. Shot goes wide. Cameron Wright's out of the penalty box. It's a Utah disaster cleanup, successful penalty kill. Pfizer picks it off. He gets to Cameron Wright. He'll skate towards the right circle, right with the righty. Shot goes wide. Puck glides towards the near boards, taken by Gavin Gould, who gets lit up by Bryce Martin along the near glass. Gould keeps his feet as he gets pushed along the corner by Dylan Fitz. As now taking the puck is Cameron Wright, who skates around Utah's net. Less than 4 minutes left in regulation. Rink-wide pass connects to Fitz. Fitz skates towards left circle, take a shot. Saved by Kappelmaster. And the Wichita goaltender gets his own rebound and covers up with 3:49 left in the third. Time out on the ice. We'll find out how this one ends when we come back. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Thunder 5. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's Utah 8, Wichita 5. Boy, the start of this 3-game series has been outrageous as Utah scored 2 goals in the first period and 6 in the second. The 8 goals are the most scored by a Grizzly team this season.
Tyson, the Grizzlies certainly gave the Wichita Thunder a warm welcome to West Valley City. I'm excited for the remaining games in this series, Tyson. I really think you should buy your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com and head on down to the Maverick Center because these next 2 games are going to be fantastic. Drow's going to be over in the far circle of the Thunder zone. Grizzlies 47 shots to Wichita's 26. As Grizzlies get it, Fitz over to Martell. Martell skates towards left circle, take a shot and hits the pipe. Iron unkind. Fitz will feed it across off the boards for Martell on the near side. Martell dances near the boards. He'll get over to Cameron Wright. Right up top for Tho. One-timer on a bounce off the glass and goes wide. I think Kappelmaster got a piece of it. As Martell gets held up along the near boards, Fitz in the area. As Pineo throws out the center ice. Pineo scored his first professional goal in the third period for the Thunder. As Pineo skates down the middle, he'll veer off to the right. Now drop it off for Boucher. He'll take a lefty shot, safe. Rebound shot. Miner doesn't know where it is. And Miner's now on his keister. And the whistle blows with 3:09 left in the third. And looks like Dylan Fitz in a pushing match as both linesmen step in. Lucky break for the Grizzlies because it looked like Trent Miner didn't know where it was and must have just fallen on the puck there. Yeah, Miner had absolutely no clue where that puck is, and he's still laying on the puck. I'm not entirely sure where the puck is right now, but Lewinsky for Wichita was jousting with Fitz in the corner. You got to think that saga's not over.
Well, Lewinsky kind of does that at times. He's got 185 penalty minutes in 63 games. Lewinsky is one of those guys who will play physical. As Lewinsky, he wants to go after Aaron Tho now. And it looks like now penalties are going to be called as Tyler Haskell looks like maybe penalties on both teams. Dylan Fitz isn't sure what he's doing as Mark Lewinsky is yelling at Fitz from the near side. And like I said, based on the Thunder maybe being upset at Johnny Walker for hitting Kappelmaster up high early in the third period, I've got a feeling as the series progresses, it's going to get maybe more physical than it has here so far tonight.
Well, Tyson, there's definitely a storm brewing, and for Lewinsky, that's minor penalty number 46 on the season. That leads the ECHL. He's also third in penalty minutes, so he's no stranger to the penalty box, which I think we can start calling his office because we might see him there a few more times this series.
So Lewinsky's in his office right now, as looks like both guys get matching roughing minors, 16:51 into the third period. There's 3:09 left. We're skating 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Grizzlies lead 8-5. They've outshot the Thunder 48-28 Grizzlies won the drop. Bryce Martin back behind his net. Utah's yet to score here in the third period. Wichita's got one goal. Thunder center. Shot saved by Minor as Mikael Stenell broke his stick while taking the shot. As Stenell will skate towards the bench as Grizzlies skate into the offensive zone. Pfizer glides towards the near corner as he gets pushed by Chris McKay. Cutler over to Pouncey. Back to Cutler. Cutler over in the corner. Take a lefty shot. Saved by Kappelmaster. Rebound goes out to Cole McDonald. McDonald feeds out to center ice. It goes to the Utah blue line as Pfizer collides with Quinn Preston. Preston over to the right side for Gould. Gould spins around and fires the puck towards the far corner. McDonald over in the left point will skate towards his right. McDonald drops out for Chris McKay. High slot, righty shot, and is blocked by Cutler and flies out of play off the protective netting. We've seen so many shots from near the point get redirected by sticks. And it looks like both teams, despite the fact there's been 13 goals scored here tonight, looks like both teams from the point have done a good job defensively.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree. I mean, recently, Brandon Cutler just took a really sneaky shot down by the goal line. Tyson, he's like a magician. He just pulls a rabbit out of his hat, takes the most sneaky shot I've ever seen in my life, and it almost goes in.
If you're thinking about a nickname, that's why I called Yuri Torreo about 3 or 4 years ago. I'm still trying to figure out what we called James Shure a couple of games ago. I think that's a nickname that could stick, but I can't remember what it is.
I unfortunately can't remember it either.
Grizzlies win the draw. 2:20 left in the third period. Wichita's goaltender still in there as Jamison crosses center ice. He gains the line, drops off as Penner will skate towards the left point as he surveys, trying to get to Shure, couldn't reach it. Now Shure over to Jamison. He'll skate towards the right side, take a shot. Say rebound, shot. All goes wide as Shure is out in front. Shure shot out in front, went wide. Wichita gets it. They clear it out to center. As the Thunder with the puck 2-on-3s. The Thunder gained the offense line, dropping off left circle, shot blocked by Jamison, who's done everything tonight. Jamison might be the number one star this evening. As Shure around the net for McDonald. Connor throws out to the Wichita blue line. Jamison couldn't get the bouncing puck, and it's icing on the Grizzlies as we're skating 4-on-4 for the next 33 seconds. There's 1:42 left in regulation as Utah leads 8-5. Doesn't look like the fans are leaving early. Looks like just about everybody that's been in attendance is staying throughout.
Well, they want to see more goals, Tyson. We still got 1:42 to go.
You know, we haven't seen Johnny Walker for a while. I wonder if he's been thrown out of the game. Not really sure. As Grizzlies win the draw, McDonald will skate out to neutral ice as McDonald crosses center. Now he steps over the line to the left point. McDonald over to Jamison, bounced off of him. McDonald skates towards his route, like a shot goes wide. Jamison with a rebound, shot, and it gets blocked. As Jamison looking for the hat trick as he gets pushed along the boards. Corey Thomas skates towards the high slot. Thomas gets it poked away, and now McDonald has a glance off of Watts. Watts gets it. He's got a breakaway, skates towards the left side. Wright cuts in front of him and pokes the puck away. Great play by Cameron Wright. Both teams are back at full strength as we're skating 5-on-5. Fitz moves ahead to Martell. The Roosters got a breakaway. Martell skates in. Backhand shot saved by Kappelmaster. And Kappelmaster collided with the net, and it gets dislodged as we get a whistle with 57.4 seconds left in regulation as this baby's in the refrigerator as Utah leads 8-5.
Well, Kappelmaster's had a really tough night. He's given up 8 goals, got hit a few times, but, I mean, really, he makes a great save, or should I say poke check on the Rooster. Jordan Martell saves another goal. So for him, that might be a high note to end his night.
Draw's going to be over, and let's see where the draw is going to be. Looks like it's going to be at neutral ice. Fitzpower and McCallchuk out front. Defensive pairing is Bryce Martin and Corey Thomas. Taking the draw is Brett Boeing for Wichita. He wins the faceoff. As less than a minute left in regulation, Zach Hoffman skates down the middle. He'll feed it to the near side for Boucher. Will bounce to the corner. Corey Thomas falls down as Liskey throws it from one corner to the other. Hoffman being shadowed by Powers. Hoffman skates towards the far corner. Hoffman now around Utah's net. Power battling. Now goes to another Thunder skater. They try to feed it out in front for Dockery. Bouncing puck rolls towards Minor, and Trent has gobbled it up as Liskey was out in front battling with Corey Thomas. And the Utah netminder looks like he's going to pick up his 13th win of the season as Trenton has stopped 25 of 30.
Tyson, this was a great bounce-back game for the Grizzlies, especially after that series against Cincinnati where they got swept.
By the way, we were talking about it, me and Tanner Walker. Is bounce back one word or two? We couldn't figure out. Neither could Noah Hill. It's good, something to think about. We'll get back to us during the post-game report. Is drop, and Wichita gets it. They center it. Jared Power will move it ahead. Bounce back. Is it one word or two? As Keaton Jamison gains center ice, 15 seconds left. Jamison gets to the Wichita blue line and dumps it in. As McCallchuck around the net, he's to the right side as McCallchuck gets held up. And the puck avoids McCallchuck as Wichita will throw it out to center ice for Boucher. Fans start to get to their feet, and that will do it. Grizzlies win. Grizzlies win 8-5, and there was no doubt about it as they scored 2 goals in the first period and 6 in the second. As Keaton Jamison is going to be the number 1 star as he had 2 goals and 1 assist. And the Grizzlies got a point or more from 15 of 17 skaters. The Grizzlies' 4-game losing streak comes to an end as Ryan Kanasowicz and Jared Pike high-five Grizzlies fans as they head to the locker room. Great bounce-back effort by the Grizzlies tonight as they took 50 shots on Justin Kapelmaster. That means that the Grizzlies in 3 games against Wichita this season have taken 158 shots as the Grizzlies extend their winning streak against Wichita to 8 games, 5 last season and 3 here so far this year. God, what a great effort by the Grizzlies here, especially in the second period to pull away.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean, really, it started with that second period. We were deadlocked at 2 after 20 minutes of play, and the Grizzlies started out hot in the second. They just put goal after goal on the back of the Thunder net and really just pulled away from this game. The Thunder tried to climb back, but the Grizzlies really distanced themselves.
Oh, we got a lot to talk about during the post-game report, and we'll come back in 30 seconds and recap everything that happened in this crazy hockey game. As Utah defeats Wichita 8-5, as the Grizzlies are now in 4th place in the Mountain Division standings by themselves, passing Allen. And Wichita stays in a tie for second as Kansas City lost to Idaho tonight. Final score here at Maverick Center, Utah 8, Wichita 5. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott. Stars of the game, and I hate to be the sorry loser. I had to pick that with all the great performances tonight. 3rd star with 1 goal and 1 assist is Cameron Wright. Number 2 star, Taryn Pfizer, who also had 1 goal and 1 assist. He had 4 shots. And the number 1 star with 2 goals, 1 assist. He was a +3. He had 5 shots. He blocked shots. He did just about everything for the Grizzlies tonight. Keaton Jamison. He wears number 12. And he's number 1 in Grizzlies' hearts here tonight as he is the number 1 star of the game, sporting a mustache. And he gives a thumbs up at center ice. Who's he going to toss the T-shirt to? It's to the far side over in section 101. And Keaton Jamison is the number 1 star with 2 goals and 1 assist. And Guy, I'm not sure if bounce back is 1 word or 2 words, but we do know that the word of the night is second period dominance, as the score was tied at 2 after 20 minutes of play, and then the Grizzlies scored 6 goals in the second frame, and they cruised to an 8-5 victory.
Yeah, Tyson, I think I'm going to submit my bid for 2 words, but with a hyphen in the middle. I think I'm going to say it's a bounce dash back. But either way, the Grizzlies, what was a great bounce back performance. A really disappointing series against Cincinnati where it seemed like the Grizzlies were close, but no cigar, and they weren't able to get any points against the Cyclones. Here we saw the Grizzlies offense in full force tonight. We saw depth scoring. We saw scoring 5-on-5. Grizzlies looked great.
Utah scored first this evening. Johnny Walker, 4:21 in, got his 12th of the season on a rebound from a James Shearer shot from the right point. Shearer and Dylan Fitz with the assist, as Johnny Walker is the Optum first goal of the game scorer. So if you pick Johnny Walker, congratulations, you're a winner. Wichita tied it up on a power play goal. It was a 5-on-4 power play goal. Jay Dickman with his 22nd of the season, as he redirected a Cole McDonald shot. No relation to Connor McDonald. In fact, they're not even spelled the same. The last name of McDonald is Cole McDonald, MacDonald. Donald. That's a capital D on McDonald. And so he had an outstanding game. 1 goal and 3 assists as he took a shot from the right side, got redirected by Jay Dickman. 12:42 into the first. That tied it up at 1. The Rooster, Jordan Martell, scored 15:53 in with McCallchuck and Penner getting the assist. And McCallchuck was over in the far circle. Centered it to Martell, and Martell was just all alone out in front of the net. That made it a 2-1 game. Patrick Bates got his 16th of the year for Wichita as Austin Crosley took a shot from the right side. It was a low liner. Bates gathered it and just kind of one-time tapped it past Trent Miner. Bates got his 16th of the year. Crosley and Gavin Gould with the assist. The score was tied at 2 after one period. Utah outshot Wichita 17-9 in the first period. In the second period, Brandon Cutler scored 31 seconds in with Taryn Pfizer and Corey Thomas getting the assist. So Thomas got his 4th assist of the season. Cameron Wright extended the lead to 4-2 as he scored his 22nd of the year. Walker and Fitz with the assists. Keaton Jamison scored 2:28 into the second, his 13th of the year and first of 2 in the game. Jared Power and Jacob Semick with the assist. And for Semick, that's his 3rd assist. And for Power, it's his 5th helper. The game-winning goal tonight was scored by Taryn Pfizer, his 24th of the year, which lead the club. Jamison and Tho with the assist. So Taryn Pfizer got the game winner for the Grizzlies. Utah extended the lead to 7-2. 6:35 into the second as Keaton Jamison got a second of the game. The Rooster, Jordan Martell and Vladislav Michalchuk with the assist. Michalchuk had 2 assists, and Martell had 1 goal and 1 assist. At that point, 6:35 into the second, Utah led 7-2. Quinn Preston got a power play goal for Wichita. It was a 5-on-4 power play goal. It's Preston's 24th of the year. Cole McDonald and Braden Watts with the assists. As that made it a 7-3 game. And then Connor McDonald added to the Grizzlies' lead, 17:27 in. It's McDonald's 5th of the year. Wright and Fitz with the assists. And that wasn't it for the scoring. Utah led 8-3, but Wichita got on a power play, and Cole McDonald scored 5-on-3. It's his 10th of the season. Watts and Mikael Stenell with the assists. And so that made it an 8-4 game, and that's where it stood after 2 periods. The only goal scored in the third was a memorable one for Jason Pineo, as it's his first as a pro. He scored 2:10 in. McDonald and McKay with the assists. For Jason Pineo, he had 9 goals in 40 games earlier this season at Niagara University. There wasn't as many shots in the third period. Utah had 11 to Wichita's 8. Grizzlies had 21 shots to Wichita's 13 in the second period. For the Thunder, they can hold their hat on the power play. They went 3 for 6 on the power play. Utah was 0 for 4. So the Thunder won the special teams battle, but the Grizzlies scored 8 goals, 5-on-5 here tonight. And Guy, over the last month and a half, the Grizzlies have really capitalized and done a good job 5-on-5.
Yeah, Tyson, they have. And I think it's really strange to see a game where Wichita dominates the special teams battle like they did. I mean, going 3 for 6 on the power play, Utah 0 for 4 on the power play. So Wichita's power play was good, as was their penalty kill, and they came away with a loss. The Grizzlies just dominated 5-on-5. It was too much Grizzlies. The Thunder just couldn't handle it. And it's weird. Usually you don't see that. You usually see the team that wins the special teams battle win the game. But for the Grizzlies, they just found a way to gut through it and score 5-on-5, and that was the difference.
Trent Miner got the victory, stopped 25 of 30. I wonder if the backup goaltender Roman Bazran was healthy, because you would have thought at any point Bruce Ramsey would have used his timeout when the Grizzlies were scoring 1 goal after another early in the second period, or maybe you would have thought that a goaltender change would have flipped momentum. But Roman Bazran, who started the previous 9 games for Wichita, never did appear. So it's just one of those things you're looking at. Could Bazran have played, and if he's not healthy, are we going to see Kapellmaster again on Friday? Just some questions there. As for the Grizzlies, Lucas Preek was the backup, and so obviously Ryan Kanaswich has a decision on Friday. Does he go with Miner? Does he go with Lucas Preek? Or does he even go with Garrett Metcalf, who was the third goaltender tonight? So kind of interesting to see the goaltending matchups here for the rest of the series.
Yeah, Tyson, you mentioned Kapellmaster and Bazran. It's just really strange. And I understand if Bazran's hurt, and we're not entirely sure if he is or isn't, but you got to think that if he wasn't, he would end up in that game at some point. So I think there is something keeping Ramsey from putting Bazran in the game But, I mean, at least call your timeout. As I said in the second intermission, I mean, the Grizzlies just fired away to start the second period, and they were just scoring goal after goal, and Ramsey didn't use his timeout. I mean, we've seen Kanasowicz do it before where you call that timeout just to stop the bleeding, kind of regroup your team, and it seems like it does work. Just kind of settle down a little bit and say, okay, let's just take a few seconds, take a breather, settle back into this game. Usually things cool down after that, but Ramsey didn't use his timeout even then to kind of help his team out a little bit. He just kept it in his back pocket. Really never used it throughout the course of the game. So really strange approach from Ramsey there. But, I mean, he's the coach, and he makes that decision for a reason. I'm just not entirely sure why.
For the Grizzlies, 15 of 17 skaters scored at least a point. But the two guys who didn't score a point, Bryson Martin blocked a key shot in the second period that easily, if he doesn't block the shot, Quinn Preston scores with like 4 seconds left in the second period. And then Kyle Pouncey played a pretty solid game for the Grizzlies defensively as well. I think Aaron Thoe, for talking about defensemen that really stepped up, I mean, obviously the Grizzlies get a good effort from McDonald and Sure every night, but I thought Aaron Thoe, who played well against Wichita in early March, Thoe played a good game, and it was great to see Corey Thomas back after missing the better parts of 2 months. He last played on February 4th, got injured in that crazy 8-1 game with the goaltender fight at the end. Thomas missed quite a bit of time, but it was great to see him back in the lineup, as obviously he brings a lot of size to the table at 6'5" and 215 pounds.
Yeah, Tyson, and you mentioned just Bryson Martin, and I'm going to mention block shots here, and it's crazy in a game that had 80 combined shots and an 8-5 score, but there really was a lot of block shots on both sides. We saw Bryson Martin lay it on the line to save a goal, and really the Grizzlies defense did, I think, for the most part, have a solid game. There were a few hiccups here and there, and that's where the Thunder were able to capitalize. I think for the most part, a lot of their shots were not really super quality chances, a lot from the perimeter. A lot of things really went astray, but I mean, it is what it is. But I thought that the Grizzlies did have a good defensive effort.
So with the victory for the Grizzlies, they overtake fourth place in the Mountain Division with 63 points. They pass Allen, who's now in fifth place. With the loss, Wichita stays tied for second as Kansas City got the loss to Idaho. It was 5-0 after 2 periods. It looks like Idaho added one third period goal that was scored by Zach Walker. It was shorthanded 7:47 into the third period. So Idaho defeats Kansas City 6-0. So despite the Wichita loss, they stay tied for second in the Mountain Division with Kansas City. Idaho's already clinched the one spot. They've clinched the division title. But for the Grizzlies right now, they're in fourth place. And as we've talked about before, it feels like it's going to come down to that final weekend. You got to get your tickets for the final weekend between the Grizzlies and Tulsa Oilers, because it feels like we may not know until the final game of the regular season what the playoff picture is going to look like in the Mountain Division. But it's certainly been crazy. And really for the Grizzlies, protecting home ice. Grizzlies have struggled a little bit here at Maverick Center. They are now 14-16 at home. But if the Grizzlies want to make the playoffs, they got to win some home games here against Wichita, and then next week against Idaho, 2 on the road, and then 1 here, and 3 games against Tulsa to close out the regular season. It's going to be here at Maverick Center Ice. If the Grizzlies want a playoff spot, just protect home ice, and I think a playoff spot will be theirs.
I agree, Tyson, and I think coming into this game, I think the Grizzlies really needed to put their foot down and assert their dominance and really play like a playoff team, really play hungry and want that playoff spot. Tell you what, one team tonight looked like they were a second-place team in the Mountain Division. The other didn't, and it was flipped. I mean, Wichita is second in the Mountain Division, but they didn't play like it here tonight. The Grizzlies played like the second-place team, and I really think if the Grizzlies continue to play like that, they can be that second-place team in the Mountain Division. So every game is important. It's important to get those 2 points and come away with the win. Just take every game at face value, one at a time, and the Grizzlies seem to be doing that. But you're right, it's going to come down to that final game. So get your tickets. Come down here to the Maverick Center and be a part of the Grizz Maniacs for this series against Wichita, that game against Idaho, and that very pivotal series against Tulsa. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come down here and experience Grizz Mania.
Johnny Walker and Aaron Thoe were at +4 here this evening, and I want to see Grizz Mania here on a Friday night. Remember, it's an AFC Friday, where tickets start just $8 when you pay using your AFC debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. Guy, it was a crazy second period, and the Grizzlies just pumped one goal in and after another. Friday, I imagine Wichita is going to come out with a renewed spirit, and I think we're going to have ourselves quite a hockey game. It wouldn't surprise me if it gets pretty physical and, very spirited, because both teams are going to need the standings points with as hotly contested as the Mountain Division is.
I think there's 3 names to watch for, Tyson. I think you got to watch for Austin Crosley, Mark Lewinsky, and Johnny Walker. I think those are going to be your 3 in the middle of the hurricane that's going to ensue, because I think we can both assume that something's going to happen. I mean, you talked about a storm brewing late in the third period, just about that physicality, the bad blood between these two teams. Think about the play that happened between Kapelmaster and Walker. Wichita's not going to forget that. They're not going to forget this beatdown that the Grizzlies just laid on them here. So I think that they will come out with a renewed spirit the next time these two teams see each other, and I think it is going to get ugly. But I think you got to come down here and see it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
The Grizzlies are now 18-2 all-time at Maverick Center against the Wichita Thunder. Thunder's record officially is 2-14-4 against the Grizzlies, but Utah is 18-2 against Wichita all-time. Here at Maverick Center, the Grizzlies won 8 straight against Wichita, 5 last season, and the first 3 meetings this year. Well, looks like everybody's filed out of here, and looks like we're not beating traffic, so we're going to be here for a little while. But, Guy, any final thoughts before we head out?
Tyson, crazy game. I mean, words really can't describe it. I mean, I got lost in the box score. I saw you get lost in the box score for a second there. Kiki Crum is still typing away on the post-game story that you can see on UtahGrizzlies.com. A lot of summarizing to do, but it was fun. It was a fun game, and it's really good to see the Grizzlies come out and put up the performance that they did. And it's going to be really crazy. It's going to be a race for the playoffs. But the Grizzlies already got a foot up on the Thunder with a win here. They just need 2 more in this series.
8 games left in the regular season for the Grizzlies. They now have a record of 30, 31, and 3. And for the Grizzlies, they are now in 4th place in the Mountain Division all by themselves, 1 point ahead of Wichita, or 1 point ahead of Allen. Allen's got 62 points, and Rapid City is in 6th place with 61. But as we mentioned before, it looks like it's going to come down to the final week before anything gets decided. Well, now about wrap things up here from Maverick Center. Watch out for Kiki Crum's story at UtahGrizzlies.com. Once again, in 2 hours and 23 minutes and in front of a crowd of 3,134, Keaton Jamison had 2 goals and 1 assist, and the Grizzlies got 1 goal and 1 assist from Johnny Walker, Taryn Pfizer, Cameron Wright, and Jordan Martell. Vladislav Mikalchuk had 2 assists, and Dylan Fitz had 3 assists this evening as the Grizzlies win the first game of this 3-game series by a score of 8-5. Once again, the Grizzlies with a victory. Next broadcast of Grizzlies hockey will be on Friday night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. The video feed will be on Flow Sports and audio on YouTube. For Kiki Crum and Guy Chiarenza, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.